Okay, right. Okay, we are now recording. So let's get this show
What
on the
have
road.
I missed at this point?
You've not missed anything of any value whatsoever. It was
Okay,
just
what's this events tables that...
don't worry about that. Was just me mucking about with some stuff. That's not ignore it.
Okay.
So yeah, all that was happening was Kern was doing his sheet because it was like a lastminute.com thing. But it's done now. So
Nice.
as promised, these three fighty boys are going to be taking a back seat for a little bit because we're going to be focusing on what's happening to Antarius and Kern on the boat. As a quick refresher, you guys are all in Weisbrook, which is a small, very small fishing / merchant village town. Not really much of a town, kind of on the weak end of a town. Just a settlement along at the end of the Weisbrook Canal, just before it connects to the River Bogan. So the barge, the Berabelli, has docked up here, and it's just kind of collecting some supplies and stuff. Meanwhile, you'll recall that Runk saw the infamous witch hunter who's been tracking you for a while. He saw him and went rampaging off of the boat and charged after him, with Lorne and Whittled following soon after. Meanwhile, Antarius and Kernt have stayed behind on the boat, along with Joseph, the suspiciously scoused Telebecklander, and his crew. And you have noticed now, or rather, I think it was Kernt that spotted it, I think, that there is a man over here. Let's see if we can get a little token for him real quick.
I just find old Renaissance paintings and just screenshot the faces from the portraits.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Oh, whoops. You are not dead, in fact. Hang on. There we go.
Should our tokens be a little bit further off screen at this point?
It doesn't really matter. Like you're not actually here yet. We're kind of back in time, but that's where you'll be coming from in short order. Okay, so you can see this guy. He's kind of sat on a pile of crates up here. He's been watching the Berabelli. You're not sure how long he's been there for. It looks like he's noticed you after Kern noticed him, but he hasn't moved, and he's still sitting there, and he's got a pipe in his mouth, and he's just smoking it, and he's just watching you. Joseph and the rest of the crew are still getting more supplies on board for the rest of the journey. They don't seem to have noticed yet, and they don't seem to be paying any attention unless you want to get their attention.
Are the lads, are the crew unloading or loading?
They're loading, so they're getting supplies for the rest of the trip.
What are they bringing on?
Food, mostly. Dried rations and stuff like that.
Nothing that catches the eye now.
I don't know, roll a perception test, let's find out. We'll make it challenging.
Oh wait, I didn't, as a self-roll shit.
Yeah, do it as a public roll.
I mean, you can right-click and make it public.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you can do
It was a
that. You scan your eyes over what the crew are bringing on board, but you don't see anything particularly suspicious. It mostly looks like linen to repair the sails, some hemp for extra rope, some food, some fresh meat that they can cook with. Because by the time you'd gotten here, most of the fresh supplies had started to go a bit rotten. So yeah, it doesn't look like anything out of the ordinary. You think Joseph is just bringing on some supplies for the rest of the ride down the river.
Okay, well, I'll just casually and subtly let Antarius aware of this.
Yeah.
No good, Googler.
Yeah, I think last session.
Yeah, I think last session ended just after you. Well, we had a crash, just after you'd mentioned it to Antarius.
Yeah.
You can see him there, and he's watching you back, And you've just mentioned it to Antarius, and he leans forward, and he reaches up with his right hand, and he scratches behind his left ear 3 times.
Oh, that same symbol.
These fuckers again.
I kind of look at Current. Let's go talk to him, you know. In case
I
kinda-
shake my head. I was like, no, not to the guy, but just subtly to Antares. But no, that's same signal those 2 dead blokes gave.
Indeed, he's not wrong. It was the same signal that, or, well, quote-unquote signal. The same thing that those 2 guys were, like, basically spazzing at you when you were all in the city square of Altdorf, when you were interrupted by the arrival of the Emperor.
I
And we
believe
didn't find anything out about what they wanted because they died.
They died. When you found them on the Berabelli that night, they'd been killed with 2 crossbow bolts.
Yeah. So I think we need to find some information. When we say the Current, and that's our only lead right there.
Well, I tried reciprocating this signal they give, but I just don't know. The last time they just ran off.
What do you do? Oh, are you talking, or are you talking to Antarius, or are you doing something?
Oh, you asking me to? Oh, sorry, I was talking to Antares.
Oh, okay.
What do I do?
Yeah.
Sorry, the guy's looking for a fucking. I don't know. I just keep looking at him. I don't do anything. I just watch him.
He does the same motion again, more aggressively.
I
His head gonna pop.
I will make my way to him and commune with this. So
As the elf starts, someone's like heavily mic breathing. What is that? Who the hell is that? Oh, it stopped. Okay, all right.
It stopped. There it was.
Whatever it was, it's gone now. As Antarius starts making his way over towards this guy, he starts backing up awkwardly. And he starts shifting like he looks like he's about to start legging it.
I hold up a hand and I also kind of do the same motion too that he's been doing.
He squints at you for a long moment.
And then I motion I kind of point between me and Current, kind of like gesturing that like we're on the same page.
Antarius, can you make a difficult intuition test, please?
Okay.
Come on, you can make this.
First one of the day.
Unfortunately, your body language just isn't quite right. You don't quite manage to convey to him that you're not a threat. You don't convince him. And as you step just one step too close, he starts trying to bolt. He starts making his way
Terrified of the
this way, and he starts trying to run. Do you do anything?
Yeah. Can I try to trip him? I guess.
You can make a... let's see. I can take an athletics test from you. That'll be challenging. We'll make it an opposed one.
Challenging.
So I want you to select yourself, then... why is that not working? It should be. Manage modules. Do I not have that? Alt-click to target thing.
Like that? Oh, fuck me.
Yeah, I've just noticed that, like, for whatever reason, the old the way to target people is no longer working.
Well, for
Is that
me,
'cause
like,
you're not
I
in
right
combat.
click.
I don't think it's anything to do with whether or not you're in combat.
The only time we've ever selected people has so far been in combat, so...
Easy target, that's the one. I knew there was something. Target taken to... yeah, that'll be right. Just give me 1 second. We will be back in just a moment.
And now from our sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends.
Don't forget to join Skillshare to find all skills available only at Skillshare. Do you have a talent in
I think you
Art-
need to do the segue better,
music?
and it's like Antares is having difficulty right
Antares is having
now.
difficulty using his skills, but if he had Skillshare.
If
You
this
could
has ever
also
happened
listen to these great lectures at Great Courses Plus.
Do you want to know more about Warhammer Fantasy? Join the Great Courses Plus, where you too can
When we're
learn how
playing,
to
we
fill
make
in
sure
your
our
character
personal
sheet.
information is protected.
join Skillshare?
Therefore,
today?
using ExpressVPN, we
Don't
are
forget to
secure,
use
safe
our
at all
referral
times on that.
code and you'll get a 5% discount on all further skills.
Do you want to avoid being tracked by weird cultists? Get NordVPN today.
That's the one.
Fuck, dude. Enable.
Antares has difficulty getting close to people, but that's why we have Tinder.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no, this episode of Warhammer Fantasy sponsored by Tinder. Jesus Christ.
Are you an elf twink? Because we have a place.
Okay, there we go. Right, it's working again. Okay, you can join in. I knew there was something missing.
Antarius, your very, very shiny breastplate scared the dude off.
I know, man.
At least you're not wearing the very, very fancy. You're not riding the very, very fancy horse.
Yeah, I know, right?
I never zoomed in on Antares before, but if you have a look at this picture, they are very DTFE eyes he's got going on there.
DTFE eyes.
He looks like
Sounds
Cersei
good.
Lannister.
Yeah, they're sort of
So
like, he's
now
ready to go.
You should
I'm
be
so
able...
mad. I've spent this entire time writing my biography, and it's just deleted it all again. So that biography's gone now. I'm never writing it again. It's had its chance. I'm writing a notes section instead.
Well,
Also,
to
thank
be
you for
fair,
reminding me to do my-
it'll be in session 1.
Maybe. I'll do
Anyway,
that.
Antares, so now you should be able to target him with a athletics test.
Let's see.
So if you select yourself, then Alt left click on him.
Cool.
Right. Okay. Challenging. Right.
Was it difficult?
Or is it
Challenging. Yeah. Challenging. Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Oh god, that's
Oh my god, that's even worse. Why are these rolls so hurtful? Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, that has not gone very well. Unless you wish to have a certain dark deity guide you, I think this guy's going to be getting away.
My head.
He's rolled really well as well. Like, I'm not even sure it'd be worth.
Oh no. I have 2 corruption points.
Yeah, you'd need to roll less than a 17, I think.
Yeah,
Like,
you'd
they
need to
have a
roll.
chance of winning this.
Well, you need to have equal or better success levels.
Yeah, which would mean 17 or better to have.
Yeah, 17 or better.
Probably not worth it.
All right, fair enough. You lunge out towards this thug and you attempt to trip him. As you do so, he leaps over your outstretched foot and staggers. And as he staggers, something drops out of his pocket. And then he keeps running and sprints as quickly as he can. And as you're struggling to get back on your feet after trying to tackle him, he slips around the corner.
Do I notice the thing that fell out of his pocket?
Sure.
Okay. I pick it up and I examine it.
Taking a look at it, it looks like it is some sort of pendant. Possibly some kind of like identifying symbol, maybe? Looking at it closely, it seems like it's some kind of intricate design of a brass hand with an eye in the middle, where the palm should be.
Can I use the evaluate skill to try to determine if I know anything about it?
You could use the evaluate skill to determine how much you think you could sell it for.
Okay, that's just for determining the value.
Yeah, go with that one, sell it.
Otherwise, there's no immediate or obvious distinctive marks as to what this could be. It's the kind of
So
thing. It's about a belt buckle sized sort of thing that you might pick up at Hot Topic.
Hot topic.
Is there anyone nearby that around the area? Like
There are a few dock workers who have just watched what happened with some like amused or concerned looks, but no one's like getting themselves involved.
No good elf causing trouble around here.
That's generally the opinion. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I hold up the pendant to the dock workers and I ask them if they've seen anything like this before.
What the bloody hell's that supposed to be?
Well, that's what I'm asking you.
Why do you think we would know? You mad elf.
Is there anyone around that could help me determine what this is?
Dunno, don't think anyone would be helping you.
Cut's like really.
Maybe some
with the
coin
others.
might change your mind on that. And I hold up like a gold crown.
A gold crown, blimey.
Yeah.
All of the elves, the dock workers, take a step back in surprise as you hold up this gold crown. That's more than like a year's salary for them.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Is there anyone around town that could help me determine what this is, or am I wasting my time here?
Some of them look at each other for a long moment, and then one of them steps forward. Hey, listen, I know a guy, right? He's like he's a dealer of like, you know, weird stuff. You might know what it's for.
What's his name?
Well, that's going to cost you.
I need his name first before I give you any payment.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, his name's Wolfric. I can take you to where he lives.
I toss him the gold coin. and
He
then
he reaches out to grab it, and his eyes light up with excitement. He lets out a little cheer. It seems like he's almost forgotten you, and then he turns around and is like, "Oh, right, yeah, of course. Right,
So
follow
we'll,
me. Right, we'll go to Wolfric's place."
Alright. And I start following him, and I look to Current, and I motion him along.
Kern, what are you doing?
Fight that elf's gonna be walking into trouble, so yeah, I'll follow him. More long, I want to be with the peasants in this lynching, but I guess he's a friend.
Okay.
So Antares, no one likes an elf.
I'm aware.
So you make your way away from. Hang on, let me just bit of.
You just want to point out where the tavern that the rest of us were busy fighting in.
So that's where the Beribelli is. The tavern you were fighting in.
Because
Let me
that's where we'd
pull up.
be right now in the actual.
Yeah, let me just pull up the book. It's got like a little map. You see? Yeah, so it was like. Oh wait, this is the wrong map, lol. Okay. So yeah, the Beribelli is there.
I don't have any vision.
Oh, okay.
Anyways.
Hang on. Give me a moment. Fixed.
No, yeah.
Ooh, new picture.
So that the circles where the can you guys see the labels?
Mm-hmm.
You can. Okay.
Yeah.
Well then, you can
Where
see
it
that
says
the
Arabella, Black Golden, and that stuff.
yeah
Mhm.
the Trumpet Inn is where you guys are currently having your scrap, and the Black Gold Inn is where you first saw the witch hunter, and you went charging off the docks towards it.
And the walls on that map, the walls to the actual main city, or walls?
Those walls lead out into the countryside.
Okay. Cool.
So this is not a city, by the way. This is a town.
You know what I was trying to say.
Yeah. So like you guys ended up coming through here, and then you went through some back alleys, and you came out to the Trumpet Inn.
Is it, given the name the Trumpet Inn, is it really an inn or is it a brothel?
Well, that's for you to decide. Meanwhile,
Kurt, asking the important questions.
Antorius and Kernt are led along a different little path by this dock worker, and you find yourselves in what looks like some kind of dingy pawn shop. You can see that there are lots of, and obviously I mean PAWN for God's sake. And there's like lots of trinkets for sale, little oddities, a few curious things that really quite interesting. There's some, looks like it might be a golden mask of some description is locked up inside a cabinet, like a glass case, up on the top side of a wall. A few other trinkets, bits and bobs, a few dwarven items here and there, some weird little objects that have been recovered from various expeditions that have travelled across the Empire and further afield besides. As you make your way inside, it's very dingy, very poorly lit. There's a man here with a feather in his hat who is currently polishing what looks like a pewter goblet. He's leaning against the desk. He sits up slightly as you walk in with the dock worker. Hey, Wolfric, these two well, I don't know, but they've got something odd. So I said I'd bring them to see you. Yes, very good. Yes, well, come closer and I'll take a look.
I held up the pendant. I show it to him. You have any idea what this is?
He examines it closely for a moment, squinting. That is a most peculiar artifact that you have come across there, Elf. How did you acquire this?
A friend of mine left it behind with me.
Well, you aware that your friend might well be dabbling in forces that are not not exactly legal, shall we say?
Tell me more.
He swallows tightly and looks a bit uncomfortable. Zach, I think you should. I think you can step outside now. I think I've got this matter handled. Right, whatever you say. Right, see you later. I'm off to spend this gold crown. And the big dock worker leaves the building, and he beckons you both closer to the desk, and he lowers his voice. Your friend has clearly been dabbling with the powers of chaos.
How do you know that?
This artifact, I have seen something like it before. 2 years ago, a Norscan whaler passed through Weisbrook, and he offered to sell me what looked like, well, how could I describe it? A plate, if you like, a bowl, a dish. And inscribed on the base of this dish was that exact same artifact. And judging by the nature of that man and the darkness that he carried with him, I can only presume it must be connected in some way to those foul gods that rule the north.
Does anyone else come around showing you these types of artifacts?
Well, I did have a rather surprise visit from a certain witch hunter not too long ago, which is why I am most uncomfortable with the idea of speaking to you about this any further, for fear that he might return with more pressing questions than he had before.
Did he mention anything about an elf or people he's looking for?
I can,
Roll challenging persuasion test, please. Charm, sorry, is what I mean.
Charm?
Mhm. The old charm test again.
Finally, I make
Oh,
one.
snap.
pass
Wow,
in
an
a row.
actual
Oh my God,
successful
someone
charm
passed
test
the
from
charm
Marco.
test.
I know, right?
The
You're the only one that can
Mr.
manage it.
Wolfric reaches up and he tugs at his own collar, looking very uncomfortable for a moment. He breathes in deeply. Yes, he was looking for someone, and in fact, the person he was looking for looked rather like your friend, now that I think about it. Same nose, same eyes, yes, all the same features that he told me about. Who are you? What are you doing here?
I don't know who you're on about. That's why we're asking about this.
Well, whatever this is, I don't want to be involved in it. I don't want trouble with the Inquisition.
Inquisition. Excuse me?
You heard me. There's only one reason that the witch hunters would be looking for you. And it's not a reason that I want to be involved with.
How can I assure you that the person they're looking for is actually dead?
But that's insane. Why would they be here if he was dead? You're here in front of me.
I'm a tax collector. I don't know what you want. I don't know what anyone wants. These strangers keep following me, and then I meet this man who looks like me, and he's dead, but he's me. And look, my friend, I'm just as spooked as you are. Just any help you can do.
I cannot offer you any advice. All I can say is that if you want to be safe, then you need to keep moving. Because the Inquisition will not stop until they find you. And I won't promise you that you'll leave their care alive.
I should cover my own arse here. Antares, do you remember when we had that fight? Where we found that body?
The one we had back in Altdorf, or before we got to Altdorf.
Yeah, when I found the doppelganger. If the Inquisition do happen to come back, I turn to the merchant. If they do happen to come by here, we can tell you possibly the location, the body they really look for, saving my ass and yours.
That might be the best bet, but it might also be better to talk
If they come back, and I tell them where this body of yours is, they'll demand to know where you went. And if I don't tell them, well, I'll be an accomplice.
Well, let's you can help us in a way that you've always had by making business. Is there anything in this shop that could potentially hide me?
Hide you?
I mean, I can't be running around with disguises all day.
You do need something to cover your face at least. Obviously, everyone can recognize you from a mile away.
My friend, I am a man who sells trinkets to wealthy noblemen who don't know any better about the origin of the artifacts they purchase. I'm not going to pretend that I'm a magician or that I can make you disappear. All I can say is, well, maybe there is one thing that could help you, but I can't vouch for its authenticity. It's only a rumor that it works the way that man who sold it to me says it does.
What is it?
Go on.
He points up towards the mask in the corner. That is the ancient mask of Sotek, or so it is claimed. A man went far from here to the west, to a land called Lustria, and he brought this back with him and he sold it to me for no less than 10 crowns, which I think I could earn far more than that for, given that it's made out of pure gold, and it comes from Lustria itself. He claimed that the legend behind that artifact would allow a man in the time of greatest peril to wear the guise of a snake and slip away unseen from whatever threat comes for him. But whether or not that is true, I cannot say. I've never tried to use it, and even if I did, the Inquisition would call it heresy.
Well, now that I've been here, the Inquisition will surely follow. Perhaps you should get rid of that mask, and I could hide it for you.
Roll an easy haggle test.
Nice.
I didn't think about this. You're right. If he comes back and asks questions about you, and if it turns out that I have information, well, I'll be suspicious. And then they'll want to know more about my business. Oh, no, Sigmar! What have I done? Why have I gotten into this mess? Listen, fine. Take this damn thing. I'll give it to you for 8 crowns. 8 crowns, at least let me make my money back.
Antares.
Wow. You think I'm made of money? What the hell do you think
Well-
this is?
How about seeing as the risk factor of this artifact is you yourself don't truly know its nature, how about we cut that down a little bit to 4 gold?
You make a valid point. I'll take it for 5.
Done deal.
He nods and starts making his way over towards the cabinet. A dark voice in your mind makes you think that you could probably just... He's distracted. You could just knock him out right now and take it.
That's
My
what I was
head?
thinking too, honestly.
Me?
I kind of just give like Kurt like a look. I'm like I give him like a shrug. Like we could just.
He starts unlocking the cabinet.
I'll wait for now.
He finishes unlocking the cabinet. And
Is that not a dark deal that he could? That...
he takes the mask out of the cabinet and he moves over towards you.
I
And he
want to
puts it down on the counter.
Can I just inspect it? Just I mean, you say what it is.
You
but
can make
could be-
you can make a challenging evaluate test to see if you think it's authentic.
I just want to hold it.
Can I evaluate it myself?
You both can, sure.
Yeah, Antares, you.
In fact, one of you should roll with a +10 bonus because you're assisting each other. So whoever has the highest skill in evaluate, take the roll and add +10.
I don't have +10. I only have +20.
No, there's a modifier where you can manually type in a modifier.
Oh, where's the modifier?
Actually, I
It's
think
when you
I'm
make the
just
roll.
gonna.
When you
I'm
make
gonna
the roll.
I'm gonna ignore whatever was talking in my head.
Between the two of you, you determine that this is, in fact, actually, well, it's mostly gold. There are a few bits of brass, pewter, and silver. But these are valuable items. You think, if you melted this down and you turned it back into ingots, you could probably sell this for a good 10 crowns, maybe even 12.
Well, nothing new gaveled.
As for whether or not the legend about the magic within is true, well, neither of you are wizards.
I'm just gonna pay the guy.
You got 5 crowns?
You know I have 5 fucking crowns.
Don't look at me. I haven't got any fucking money, dude.
Antarius, aren't you carrying my second purse? Perhaps a
Well,
little change.
I
in
look
the
at
stuff over
Kurt
in
with
Elsewhere.
like a dismissive like look. I'm just like, no.
Oh, you forgot. Oh, you forgot it. Okay, okay. There you go. I would. Did that work? No character selected.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. Just go to your character sheet
Yeah.
and take the money off. That's fine.
Yeah. I
All right, so you
give
you
him the
cash
money.
in, and with a reluctant, sad smile, he hands over the artifact. Barely half of what I paid for it, but at least I won't have the Inquisition breathing down my neck when they come back.
Well, it's a pleasure doing business with you, I guess. I'll, if anything, I'll honour this little trade we've got and do my best to keep them off your back. Because, you know, if they come around here, it means they're going to get close to you.
He lets out a heavy sigh and then sits down. Well, unless there's anything else that you're looking for, I think our business is done.
Very, it's afternoon, is it? Afternoon to you.
I look around to see if there's any books or something of note.
Unfortunately, this shop is not really marketing towards people who are necessarily literate. You can see that there are a few tomes that you think might be related to discussions on ancient poetry and the old histories of the Empire and the founding of Sigmar's realm. And they kind of like prestige items that were written by these old fancy historians and philosophers. But there's nothing of any interest otherwise, unless that's what you're looking for.
Are you looking for like a kaleidoscope or something? Is it one of those shops?
Can I take like a mental note of like his stock? Like, is there anything that really catches my eye, or like that's like just as about as valuable as like the crown that we just bought or the mask we just bought?
Considering it was hung above his counter, I think we just took his highest.
Yeah, that was like his highest thing.
You take a look around and you notice that there is something of interest to you. You can see the only thing that doesn't look like kind of like trashy bait that's there to kind of catch the eye of some nobleman who doesn't know any better is probably what looks to be a sunstone, which is locked up in another cabinet nearby, and you know that those are useful. They've been used by your own people as well. They are very useful for astrological navigation when you're out in the open sea, and they can help you find your way and chart your course. It can be a very useful tool when you're making the, cross-ocean venture, either from Ulthuan to the Old World, or indeed from the Old World to the New World. Were you ever to set sail, that could be very handy.
I kind of just like look around the store and I take a note of the stone, and then I shake my head to Wolfric and I say, "No, that'll be all for today." And I start making my way out of the store.
Very well. Sigmar bless you both. Goodbye.
Sigma.
You emerge back out into the street. You hear a gunshot.
Oh. From
somewhere towards the northeast.
I look at Current.
I shake my head.
Not our business then, and start making my way back to the boat. But I am looking for the dock workers, though, the ones that I paid the gold crown to.
Okay, you're trying to find Zachary, the dock worker, again.
Yeah.
Sure, you can make a difficult perception test to see if you spot him on the way back.
Okay.
Meanwhile, I'm just trying to lay low.
Avoid any flying bullets.
Oh, by the way, both of you gain 25 XP.
Cool.
Unfortunately,
Is that the
you
end of,
you keep a keen eye out to try and spot Zachary, but as you make your way back to the Bear Belly, you got no idea where he's gone. He's probably fucked off to some sailor's tavern somewhere. You got no idea where he is.
You probably wanted some drink or some shit.
In fact, he's made more than a year's salary. Maybe he skipped town.
Yeah.
Maybe he's been mugged
Or he's been mugged. That's very much a possibility.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a big
I
crowd.
mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of people would have saw that gold coin being thrown to him.
Exactly. I was supposed to see if he got
You
robbed.
gave him a death sentence.
Well, I had an idea, but I'm also kind of just gonna put it on the back burner. How late is it?
You're
right now?
also aware that, thanks to your sixth sense, you're aware that there's probably a likelihood that other people have seen you throw a gold crown to someone on the dock, and that other people might think you're a bit of a piñata for that sort of thing. So it occurs to you that you're going to avoid dark alleyways and any shortcuts.
Yeah, about that, Tyrus. You're able to give some fucking peasant a gold coin, but you couldn't help me out.
I'm not the one that's affiliating with dark cultists now, am I?
Did you not hear what the guy said this mask done?
Yes, but
It
you're the
was a
one that
bargain.
wanted to- It's a bargain for sure. Are you planning to resell it though?
No. Did you hear what it does? If he's true, then that's all my. I mean,
it's
I might be a
also-
little scaly, but
It's also dark magic as well, which could put you even higher priority on the Inquisition's list, in which you already are.
well, that's what I was thinking. They're already after me.
So you might as well make yourself more notorious. Wonderful
Well-
plan, Karen.
Whoever this fella was, he was surely onto something great.
No matter. You spent your money, though. We could always just make it back if we go back tonight.
But we're getting paid for this job, aren't we?
Not
I
a
assume
lot.
you're making your way back towards the Barabelli.
Yeah, as we're just talking and walking.
So,
I make a pointed note to like stay away from dark
Tyrus,
alleys and shit.
Remind me, because
since you're taking a few detours to avoid getting yourself stabbed at night, it takes you a bit longer to get back. And as you're walking down the road, making your way back, 3 hooligans covered in blood come running around the corner.
Oh, Samurai!
I hide behind the Darius.
Just as a quick one, I'd like to point this out now. The opportunity has arisen because I'm an XP thirsty whore. That technically concludes last session, and you asked me to remind you.
Yeah, you did
do
ask
the
me to
voting
remind
thing.
you to vote on who gets... Well, I'll give you an option, right? Here it is. Here's the big gambler moment. Do you want to have double for this session, or do you want to split it and vote for last session?
Split it and vote for last session.
Split it and vote for last session.
All right, okay. So there's 20 XP up for grabs.
I would have said double it because I don't remember.
Well, that's why I offered that,
You weren't
because
in
like,
it.
some of you might not remember. But the men have insisted. Therefore, I must
Well,
dole,
there's been
dole
two-
out your rations of grog. Otherwise, there will be a
Thirsty
mutiny.
goblins.
Well,
Thirsty
there's been
XP
2 out of
goblins.
5.
For the
If everyone else
RP
wants to.
Yeah, so for the RP last week, is
That
it
all-
the-
that also
is it
includes what just
drunk,
happened.
or is- or is
Yeah,
it,
so like you
at
can
night?
get 20. You can split it up, and you can get 20 XP for voting for last week, or you can save it all now and get 40 XP for voting this week.
Let's put it this way, boys. Like we were basically the only 3 RPers last week, which gives us a much greater chance.
No,
of
but-
at least winning
no,
20.
but-
Exactly why we want.
Well, I was going to say, actually, to me, the thing that's just happened.
Get on with this vote.
should
yeah,
be
the thing-
counted
I mean,
as
I
this
would say that little bit
Yeah.
there should count as well, but then that's more fresh in
Yeah.
your mind. So, but you know what? I'm going to let you guys decide for yourself. What do you
Yeah,
want?
yeah, vote.
Because-
I'm voting
I
for
think-
Darius.
Yeah, I'm voting.
Let's
I'm voting for
count that
Kern.
little bit as this split thing.
Yeah.
And I think I'll vote for Whittle just because he made dying funny.
We told did.
I'll
mate.
vote for Lorne, and if Lorne votes for Runk, we win. We all get.
Well, if you all vote for
Yeah.
one, I'm just not going to give you any XP.
Yeah. Well,
No tactical
I vote
voting allowed.
I vote for Kern anyway because I think his little dabble in darkness is interesting.
Same reason why I voted for Whittle. So
I think that's 2 votes for Kern.
Yeah,
that
I
right?
haven't voted yet.
Oh, okay.
so who did you enjoy? It all comes down to you.
Yeah,
And you're basically not allowed to pick me.
I
I
do
voted
think
for you.
Kurt. I do like Kurt's little storyline that he's got going on, and I like the way that he handles it by not handling it at all. He's always, I just don't want to fucking want to deal with it.
It's all the master plan of being like a shit cunt.
Yeah.
The master plan of being a shit cunt. All right,
But,
cool.
but I did enjoy Witzold too last session because Witzold was doing a pretty good job, and, and then he gets fucking butchered. I think I'd go with Kurt though. Kurt for this this vote.
Yeah, boys. Get it up your runk. Get it up your runk. That's what you get for being a wee goblin.
Well, no, I was literally up because Liam asked us to.
And I wasn't even there last session.
Yeah.
Just a
Right.
quick question about the loot from last session, Liam.
Uh-huh.
You know,
Oh,
you
yeah.
said how the Witch Hunter had a rapier.
Yeah.
He was doing meal basic tests, though, wasn't he? So he wouldn't have been using the rapier for that.
No, he wouldn't.
So should that be a fancy hand weapon instead? Just a normal sword?
Yeah, I guess. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you stop being a rules goblin, please? Ben.
Yeah, it's getting very meta, boys.
Yeah. I mean, it was a rapier, but
Sorry.
it should really stop. Also,
Yeah,
by
it's
the
a
way,
rapier.
if we're going to be nerds about this, all, the Inquisition's a 40k thing. It's never existed in fantasy.
Anyway, no. Keep it as a rapier. Screw you. It's a rapier.
Yeah.
Get fucked. Right. Anyway.
Fuck you,
You meant to
rules
be
goblin.
doing the fencing tests instead, then?
Yes, except that he's a badass and he rolls whatever he wants. So that's the answer.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, it's the power of the DM.
Yeah. Welcome to DM Fiat. Anyway, it's just that I don't know the rules. Anyway. So you've come around the corner and you've met up together, and 3 of you are covered in blood, and the other 2 are not. And you're kind of looking at each other across the street.
Oh, lads, you missed an incredible fight. It was amazing. We had this big brawl in a tavern, and then Lorne shot someone in the chest, and it was a brutal kill. He took his head off. It was crazy.
I'm just
I whacked
my head's
the
down,
head
hood's
whacked
up.
the dwarf.
I'm avoiding these 3. Like, I just thought, like, I can't believe, like, we're trying to lay low, and you come here looking like that.
I kind of like give him like a long stare, and then like I just quietly get on the boat. I'm just like, I'm not dealing with this. I just start making my way onto the boat.
Am I still being? Yeah, am I still being helped here? Because I still actually I need my toe cut off at some point. It's just hanging there. But...
Fuck
Well, you know. Slowly carrying you back.
God,
Yeah,
man,
you two are.
let's get in the boat and get your house cleaned up.
And yeah, you only did first aid my toe, but I think it needs surgery as well. So that's
Yeah, I can't help you with that one. Liam, I'd like to, because of my excellent knowledge of chaos, can I sense something when I get close to Kern, please? Or is that not a thing?
Can I
Well,
sense it through the prey skill? See if there's
Is-
something wrong.
What are you fuckers trying to sense? You're not wizards.
I'm trying to fucking
Fuck.
keep-
No, but I've got chaos knowledge, don't I? So I wasn't sure how that
You
worked.
don't.
That's
You've
more
got
thing.
chaos knowledge. You don't have spidey senses.
It's
Okay,
also
well, that's what I was asking. That's fine.
No,
problem.
you do not. You do not have spidey senses.
I can.
You cannot smell chaos.
Okay.
Well, I kind of thought chaos generally had its
isn't
own
it an
aura
item
of
of-
unease.
Hang on. Fuck right.
God damn
Wundy.
it, guys.
Wundy.
yeah.
What's up? What were you saying?
Is it like an item of Sotek? It's not particularly like a chaos item. It just has dark magics affiliated with it.
I mean, you don't really have any knowledge about Lustria, so while you may know that OOC, you don't necessarily know that IC.
No. The guy mentioned it's a thing of Sotek.
Yeah,
He did, yeah, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything to you.
Yeah, just
Yeah. Like
I just
I'm,
think it's-
I'm thinking like out of characterly. Like it's a thing of Sotek. It's not particularly like a thing of like chaos,
Mhm.
right? Yeah.
Mhm.
all my understanding of it is what Cunt understands. It's a spooky mask by a god.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it for now.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Also, now that we're back on the boat, I'm just going to grab Antarius by the shoulder and ferry him over towards a private corner out of sight.
Oh yeah, that's also worth bearing in mind is that like Witold is you're literally like having to carry Witolder back because he's lost his fucking toe.
I
Now-
kind
now
of
he's
point
back
at
on the boat.
Whittle, and I'm just like, he needs help before we start talking or anything, and you need to all clean up, and then we can digest as to what the hell you all are all up to.
Yeah, I hope you boys didn't leave a fucking blood trail leading all the way to this fucking boat.
I lost my toe there. And you're just giving me no love right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Just tied up
Joseph's not gonna like you bleeding all over his deck either.
Fucking hell! What's going on here? Why are you all covered in blood?
Speak of the devil.
You remember that witch
We were
hunter who was
attacked.
chasing us?
Oh no, no.
There is no more
Don't
witch
say
hunter.
that, lads.
I
Did you
pull
kill
out the
them?
head.
Oh, by Sigma.
You have something heavy to
Oh.
tie to this.
Well, Joe, did you get everything loaded you needed?
Look, yeah, we've got most of the supplies, but I wanted to stay over for a little bit longer. Shit, we're gonna have to go.
Yeah, we
I would suggest that be a wise choice.
right now.
Right, yeah,
Right.
cut the mooring ropes. We've got to go. We've got to go now before the watch gets down here. In fact, oh shit, the watch. Oh, what did you leave behind? Did you leave any evidence?
No, we made sure to clear the place out.
All the evidence is gone. Give me something heavy to
Oh,
tie this down.
why
Kill
did I
everyone
bring
in
you
fire.
on board? Oh god, we've made
Who
such
did
a
you
mistake.
kill? Did you kill civilians?
No, we killed a bunch of fighters with the witch hunter. We left everyone else alive, and we've got a cover story and bartender. So I think things should be okay, but I would advise we don't hang around too long.
Yeah, so you killed a bunch of civilians, that's what I hear.
Right, let's talk this out later. Cut the mooring ropes. Let's go. Yeah, he summons his crew on deck and quickly explains the situation. They start cutting the ropes and making ready to set sail. once
How
again.
deep is the water around the boat lane?
Well, the canal's probably like, I don't know how deep a canal's, like 20 foot, 30 foot.
Okay. Well, if there's any like kind of like shallow bit, I'd like to like just jump in to wash off the worst of the blood.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
same.
there's like water barrels and stuff on board the
There's a bit
Eagles.
safe.
You're able to clean yourselves without any difficulty. I don't need you
Oh,
to
okay.
roll to have a bath.
I kind of.
So,
Well, did you own
how
it,
well was I able to dispose of the head in the canal?
Oh, that's interesting.
The
What
head?
was that?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
took the head
the
of the
severed
witch
head
hunter.
that I brought back and just showed you guys.
But you lifted up a seven. I didn't. Sorry, Kurt was avoiding. Avoiding.
Yeah, he
Stop
hit me
blooding
with
me,
it.
it's like, no.
Was that?
He
was
hit
that
me
the
with
Maybe I
witch
didn't
hunter's
show
head?
Kern, but I certainly showed Antarius. And Whittled and Runk both know of this head.
Was that the witch hunter's head?
Yes.
Why you? Why? Wait a minute.
We are now.
Are you not a knight?
I told you,
Okay,
it was
get rid of
terrifying.
Evidence.
He shot him in the chest, he hacked it in with his weapon, even after he was already incapacitated, and then he proceeded to remove his
He
head for
shot
no
at
reason.
me.
Well, there's a
Bastard
reason you're not
deserved
in
no
bloody.
respect.
There's a reason you're not in fucking Bretonia, isn't there? You're bloody murder. One of these.
Exactly.
One of these up jumped bloody vagabond beggar killer types, aren't you?
I mean, this is all
Well,
well
he
and
wouldn't have
good.
been a noble because he used a bloody gun, pistol, and as a peasant, he's not anyone important. And he
Still a
shot
fighter
me.
of chaos.
The
It was sort
Bretonian
of
says,
fight with chaos,
completely
it's,
ignorant to how imperial nobility works.
Second here. I got a
He
problem.
shot me. He deserved to die.
Alright,
Can we
look,
see the bullet hole, please, Lord?
I just need, like, can you just go away with your negativity? I lost a toe for this, and for you, and you know, you're just really not helping right now. Like,
You're
just go and grumble at the other end of the ship, you know. And also, I'm probably going to get ganked
Is-
here, so
Is Whittle just like held up by someone?
Yeah, me.
I'd like kind of like kick his toe as I go to leave.
Jesus.
Wow.
Like, oh, not like
Wow.
that, not like a full kick. Like as I go to leave, I just kind of knock his
That-
toe.
That's absolutely sad. Well, you mean his lack of toe?
Yeah, whatever's there, it will hurt. That's
His
what I want to
stump.
do.
You fucking asshole. You sadistic bastard.
Is it a half severed toe because he still needs to have it properly amputated?
It's heavily mangled.
Whatever it's gonna fucking hurt, and that's the aim.
Well, part of the problem now is that it's kind of difficult to get into a surgeon now that you've like had to violently and quickly depart Weisbrook.
Yeah, we just literally had a bail, and now we may be considered criminals as well.
Antarius,
I'm fairly confident I can.
You only good at fencing?
What?
And I hand him the rapier.
How far is it now to, what was it, Bogenathan?
Well, to get to Bogenhafen, if we keep sailing and we don't make any stops, it's going to take 4 days.
You'd be dead by
I
then.
think that would be a wise choice.
That might get septic by then.
Yeah,
I believe I can keep it from going septic. Do we have anywhere to like? Perhaps if I remove the rest of the toe, we could put it on ice or something. If you have any
Do
available.
we pass through any large enough towns to be able to? That might have someone skilled enough to help him.
Well, there's a fork on the river, not further down, that leads to Trossroot. Maybe that. You might be able to find a surgeon there. Though whether or not you want to be making stops when it's quite likely that the law's going to be chasing us down soon enough.
Yeah, we are not in a particularly good situation anymore because we just murdered a witch hunter, is what I'm understanding.
Did anyone see you?
They said
Nobody
they
saw
left
us.
the bartender alive, right? You left
The bartender doesn't know who we are, and he seemed fairly convinced
Well-
that it'd be a smart
But
idea.
there's
Well,
to...
three of you.
Here's what's gonna
you're-
happen. That
you're
bartender's
here.
gonna tell the guards that a fucking ginger dwarf, a
Yeah.
Bretonian, and a vagabond showed up and butchered
Yeah.
half his customers.
all right.
How many
guys,
how many slayers do you see walking around the Empire? How many slayers have you seen so far?
And
I
let me
look
put
down
this,
shamefully.
there's also
Let me put this into a way you'd understand. Ken. If we get arrested for this, then I hand you into the witch hunters.
Well, the way you're going, you're not going fucking anywhere. So, catch you up.
I'd like to turn to Antares. Antares, do you have any skill with firearms?
no, we don't use
No.
firearms over in Ultuan. That's
Well, in that case, I turn to Joseph. I'd like to offer you this blunderbuss as a consolatory gift for the fact we were not able to stay in this place any longer. Maybe that will ease your mind.
I'm still confused as to why we just killed this witch hunter. What was the
A
point?
witch hunter that was
Joseph
hunting
takes the
you.
blunderbuss off you with a nod, saying he's probably going to need it soon enough.
Don't
I
aim
kinda
it
clap
on me
him.
now, Joseph. Don't aim it on me. I didn't bring you into this. You brought the job to us.
So,
Kurt, the witch hunter was after you. It was our only option to stop him hunting you down.
but now has a
It's better
it
with
made
one.
this a lot more dangerous because it was just him chasing us. Now we have maybe the entire continent of Altdorf or whoever else lives here chasing us.
And not to
Because we
mention
just
the
killed an inquisitor, basically.
Not
Maybe
the-
we have no one chasing us. It was like a back alley part of the rough.
Not
The
only
witch
we got the
hunter
witch
is
hunters
dead.
after us,
I'm
we
pretty
also
sure they're
have
not gonna just let it go. They're going to be looking for us, and they're going to no doubt execute us now for this. Was there really no other alternative? Did we have to chase after the witch hunter?
I give Witold and Lorne a look, and I said, and I can't just turn to you and say, yes, he said he would claim your life no matter what was needed.
Well, I thank you for having my back, lads.
I roll
I
an
appreciate
intuition
that.
check.
But you could have done
See
it
if it's
subtly. You
worth
could have
it.
followed them out the fucking tavern and got them in the alleyway.
Unfortunately, it wasn't an option. There was too outnumbered. We did what we could.
I roll. What do I roll? Just like a challenging intuition check. See
What are you trying to
if,
figure out?
I'm trying to see.
Well,
if
'cause I'm lying on her.
Alright,
Yeah.
right, boys. I know you're a bit upset now. You didn't get the praise you wanted, but here's a better idea. Instead of now killing the civilians that are coming after us, there's a cult that also are looking for me. So I don't know. And Tyrus chased the bugger off. Stupid
Well,
cunt.
why don't we kill the cult and then you can scream at us for doing it, even though they're looking for you, not us.
But see, we could have dealt with the cult and we could have left the witch hunter alive. We could have just let him be. He didn't.
I would have, mate. I would have agreed with you, but unfortunately, the Bretonian decided it was best to shoot him and chop his head off.
But you're the ones
He
that
shot me.
Runk,
Drop
you're
at
the
me.
one that ran
You
at
don't have a bullet hole on you, Lorne. Stop chatting nonsense.
Runk, you're the one that chased after him in the first place, and that's why the other two went with you. To make
I
sure that
wanted
you-
answers.
So you're
Antorius, you can make
yeah.
a challenging intuition test.
Okay.
Uh,
Oh, fuck.
Runk,
Yeah.
you can make a charm test.
Shit.
Also challenging.
This is going to be a.
Oh.
Runk is like he's trying to keep up with this little facade, but like the way that he stammers and the way that his body language is, you can tell he's kind of making it up.
Which part's he making up? The part that I shot
You're
the guy
pretty sure
No.
one.
It's the bit. But it was the bit where I said that he said he was going to kill Kurt no matter what.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're
figured
pretty
that.
sure that was bullshit because of the way that he stammered before he said it, as if he was just making it up on the spot.
Yeah.
And you're also kind of suspicious. There's probably some other stuff he's not being straight with you about as well.
Look, guys, I don't know if I've got 4 days in me. This is a strange idea, but could we swing off one of the forks in the river? Just
We
go
need-
upstream from there.
How
somewhere.
long would it take to actually ride to Bogenhalf?
Well, it'll take 4 days to get there if we sail
It takes
straight.
a-
Ride, not
but-
on the river.
To
Well, we
ride.
could set-
Well, it's. I don't know, to be
we
honest.
might actually need to bail off the boats because they're going to
Well,
be
that's what I'm
looking
saying. We
for the-
don't need to do
Yeah,
that. Let's
I was
just,
thinking I could take the elf's horse and ride Whittle to the surgeon
not taking my horse.
in Bogenhafen if we were quicker.
I imagine it's going to be quicker by boat. But we don't have to do that. Let's just take one of the forks, north or south, just pick one. Get off the main river. They ain't going to search every single, little stream that comes off it. One of them's going to lead to a town or a village, someone who can sort me out.
We need to stop at Trosruya, which is coming up, right, Joseph?
Well, we don't need to, but if you think it's a good idea, we can pull over for a bit.
At the very least, we need to make sure that Witzel won't bleed out and die from his lost toe.
I
basically.
can. I believe my medical skills enough to stop him bleeding out or getting gangrene, but the reattaching of the toe is beyond me.
You're
We
gonna
can
need a
also
need a
get
professional
more
for
medical
that.
Supplies.
I don't think you're gonna find a skilled surgeon anywhere in a local village. You'll need to go to probably Bogenhafen, to be honest.
Okay, well, let's stop over in Trossout, because I know we need more fresh supplies just to complete the journey, and we can also look for some medical herbs as well whilst we're there, and then continue the journey quickly.
Might be a doctor there. I mean, how big is the place? It's on a crossroad. It can't be nothing.
Yeah,
We can have a quick look, but let's not expect anything.
How far away is Trosruya?
We'll probably get there by tomorrow morning.
Okay.
I say.
I kind of look off the boat and I look to see if there's any like road wardens or any boats chasing after us too, because I don't know how public these guys were.
You're no longer on the Weisbrook Canal. You're now on the very wide and rather quick-flowing River Bogen. You can't see any other traffic on the boat as yet, on the river as yet, but you're sure there will be some.
I'd like to try and get Whittle comfortable somewhere, and clean up it, take the boots off, clean it up properly, make sure everything's kind of clean. Maybe use some of my bandages to make sure it's kind of bound tightly.
That's fine. You don't need to make a test to do that. You're able to get Whittle quite secure, and you put him in the hold. You can rig up a nice little hammock for him, and make sure that he's not putting any strain on the toe.
Whittle, obviously we still have some of that. Well, the drug. Perhaps would that help you sleep better if you took some now?
I don't know. It don't last long, does it?
Here's
No, but
the,
it might help you drift off.
we just might be able to do this. We just might be able to be one step ahead now. Now that we're not being tailed, it'll take a while. I reckon for you know, them to discover who that bloke was and that you killed. And just looking at the head, and well, maybe you done a good one. Maybe you did delay them, so maybe we can afford a afternoon, a morning in Toussaint.
At best, we'll have a day before that gets.
I wouldn't
spread
suggest that we
out.
stay there for a day, maybe a few hours at most.
Yes, I think we need to keep moving, and we don't need to stop for the most part.
Lord,
The only reason
surely,
that we trust
surely you and a horse can travel faster than the barge. Or
That's
you and
what I was
Taurus.
definitely
You
can.
could ride ahead individually and see if there's a doctor of enough skill before we bother trying to settle in there.
That is a great shout.
Mm.
Isn't it lame?
If we'll reach there by this morning, you might be able to reach them tonight.
Can we strap Whittle to one of the horses?
There's no way.
I don't
is no
think
way
it's a good
Antares is
idea
gonna
to
let
be
you
going
borrow his horse.
overland on a horse, especially not through the woods on your own.
At night as well.
I feel
That's not gonna
comfortable
end
enough
well for
riding
you, I'll tell you
at
that
night
now.
Through these woods.
Horn's clearly confident. I believe in him.
I trust my horse and my riding skill.
Aye, but you're gonna have someone injured with you.
No, I'll keep Whittle on the boat comfortable, but the point is that he might be able to find a doctor and have him ready by the boat side by the time we arrive.
Well,
Rather than going searching once we get there, it gives us less time in port. Find someone already, means we can cast off immediately afterwards. Your cargo's protected, we're not caught. Makes sense to me.
I can run ahead, but it would be dangerous for me.
Well, I suspect the heavily armoured knight with the trained warhorse would be best. I'll give Lorne another look.
I'm the skilled rider too.
No one's taking my destrier. This is a horse.
No,
and
of course not
trusted
Antares.
me.
That belongs to your elf lord. I give him
Yeah.
a dirty look.
Also suggested we just strap Whittle to said same horse.
I think moving Whittle would cause him to bleed out. If I'm not there to look after him, it's an unwise decision.
if you want to be able to ride to Trossroot, you're gonna have to get off on the northern bank. And if you do that, you're gonna have to get through the checkpoints at the Imperial garrisons.
That
He's a
might be
nobleman,
hard for you
he'll
to
be fine.
do as Bretonian.
I'm a son of a Bretonian ambassador, and of noble blood. I'm sure I should be able to get through these fine.
We also don't know how like
Yeah, what if word's got ahead that
word might have gotten ahead already. You've literally killed like how many people? Word spreads faster than this boat ever will, as well as your horse too. They could already know at the checkpoint.
I feel it's unlikely they'll know at the checkpoints. Maybe by tomorrow, but it's up to It's up to Lorne. If he wants to ride ahead, he can. But I
If you
just
want
thought
us
it
to
was a
pull
quick
over on the
time-saving
northern
maneuver.
bank, I'll do it. But I wouldn't recommend it.
It would only
Yeah,
take a
do it.
second or two.
But before I go, Kern, take this and stop being a coward. And I hand him the last bit of armor I got from the witch hunter, the mail coat.
You received
thank
this.
you.
You received this heavy coat of mail. A little bit on the big side for you. Might need a bit of work doing to it before you can wear it, but you've got time.
I might get it fitted into something. Yeah. Hopefully it's not too heavy. I like being able to be like light on my feet. You know.
It's way.
Depending on what's
weighs
available, I might
3.
be able to help fit that for you.
The,
I mean, you could give
the
it to
dwarf is
Whittle
reasonably
instead.
confident he'd be able to tailor it for.
He's
given
confident, but
given
doesn't
a
mean he's
day or two.
capable.
You could swap.
I mean,
it with
I'm
Whittle's shirt.
confident I can take a solid shit in the morning, but I'm still surprised.
Also, Antares, got the lightweight rapier in your inventory now?
Notarius is too distracted for the most part with the fact that a bunch of people just got murdered, and we're just like, yeah. No, he didn't take the rapier from you yet.
I'll take it now.
Yeah.
I deleted it from my inventory, so I'm gonna forget about it otherwise.
Well, hang on, I'll sort that for you.
No, I got it. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, drop me off. Give my horse a quick rub down whilst we're getting to the side and getting ready for the hard ride ahead.
Was it a mail shirt you gave me?
Yeah.
Yes. No, male coat.
Male
Wittold has a male shirt, so you've now got a better piece than him. But he had his shoulder pads, so seemed fair to me.
All right, the Berabelli pulls up on the northern shore of the River Bogan, and after a bit of fussing about getting things sorted, the Bretonian and his horse disembark.
Oh yeah. How long were we actually on that river? Was there a chance to heal from the fight, or?
No, you've not had an opportunity to rest.
Cool.
Right, I'm gonna get Whittle set up below decks then, properly. Get him, so he's now settled up, and I've kind of made sure there's definitely gonna be no chance of him bleeding out while he sleeps.
Have you any wine for me? I think that'd be a better way to help me sleep.
I'll speak to Joseph. I gave him the blunderbuss, so hopefully be willing to part with a bottle or something to help you with the pain.
Yeah, a bit of whiskey.
I'll go and find Joseph and ask for a bottle.
I'll tell you what, he's a madman, riding out on his own in the night through those woods to Reichwald. Those beastmen will have him.
After the disaster of how he acted in the tavern, I'm not entirely sure I can trust his mental state, and that's coming from me. He took that man's head with no regard. He just completely disregarded his rules against using firearms. He slaughtered for no reason.
Maybe that's
definitely
Stand
dangerous.
up for me. You know.
maybe that's just Bretonian valor for you.
Yeah, I'm just tucked up in bed, so I can't see.
Look, we'll be making it to Trosriut probably by tomorrow morning. See if you get there, and well, that's a big if. See if you can get a doctor to the shore for the morning.
Oh, I thought he was already gone, but okay.
Yeah, I'm already gone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Joe's just speaking out.
Yeah.
into the open.
Right, so those who are still on board on the Berabelli, as it starts to come towards night, you all have an opportunity to take a rest if you're so inclined, as the boat continues sailing down the River Bogan, and the rest of the crew takes it in turns to stand watch. Give me a sec.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay up and keep watch too because actually I'm fatigued. Yeah, I'll go sleep actually.
Antarius, since he's an elf, doesn't need to sleep. Just kind of watches over to the side and watches the roads in particular. There's fucking elves.
Before Ronk goes to sleep, I'm just gonna nudge you in the shoulder and just say, what do you know of chaos?
My knowledge of chaos is well, I've been fighting it now for nearly 60 years, so I'm fairly knowledgeable in certain regions why.
Well, these men have been following me, not the ones you slaughtered, the cultists, I mean.
Okay.
They've been... I think Antares has got this emblem. I'll show you it another day, perhaps. But, yeah, we believe them to be something to do with chaos, aligned with chaos. And directly with, my doppelganger.
I'm gonna give Kearns a long look and say, "Can I trust you?" I don't want anyone to find out about this.
Can you?
Especially,
You can, yes.
I don't want anyone to find out about this, especially the Bretonian.
Sorry about that. I'm back.
Is this like out of my ear? I assume I'm like tucked up in bed.
Your DM was not here for like the past 2 minutes, so whatever you've been saying.
Yeah, no, we're just
watching
You weren't here, that's why we were up here.
I need information.
Yeah.
Oh, right, you are
Wait.
P when the DM's not here.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Right, so
Let's make this
while
roll.
the rest of you are resting and role-playing, apparently, on the Berabelli,
Oh well, no, but there's been a whole conversation of me and Kurt are currently just talking about chaos, basically.
Yeah, I asked him what he knows of chaos, and I just explained about the cultists.
You just didn't look at it right
So I'd like to roll if I've ever heard of them or like know anything about this chaos.
Oh, I see.
cult.
Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, okay. Can you make for me a very difficult chaos knowledge test, please?
Very difficult chaos knowledge test. Give me 1 second, sorry.
I think it's a very difficult. Let me just double check. Sorry, very hard is what I mean.
Very hard.
Giggity.
Boom.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
That was surprisingly good.
So Runk is, although Runk hasn't directly heard of whatever cult this may be related to before, he's able to make certain deductions and inferences based on his prior knowledge of the Chaos deities. He knows that iconography similar to ones that are used in... Have you been shown the amulet? The thing that Antarius found?
I like kind of described it to him, but I mentioned Antarius has it on him.
Okay. Antarius, if Runk came to ask to see it, would you show it to him?
Yeah.
Okay. In which case, Runk, you investigate it yourself, and you're able to get your own eyes on it, and you were able to deduce that you think whoever this cult is, judging by the iconography that's used and some of the metaphorical symbolism that's involved, you think that this is probably a cult that is dedicated to Zinch, the Changer of Ways. And you're reasonably confident that, looking at the amulet itself, there's probably some kind of symbol that represents the cult itself. And that this might be of use to you in kind of identification.
Oh. Well, I relay that information to Antarius and Kern, because I imagine they're the ones with me. And I can let them know about that. And then I'm going to kind of gesture for Kern to travel above Decker with me again and leave Antarius downstairs.
Okay, we're doing drugs.
Actually, no.
Are you letting
We're doing
me in
something...
this little group of yours that you and Whittle
no. As we get to the deck, I'm like, can I trust you, Kearns? I don't want the Bretonnian to find out about this. Not really even the elf.
You can't trust either of them, honestly. What says it, my cousin Ken?
I'd like to show him the amulet and the black book, Liam. Because I don't have this in my inventory,
Yep.
but...
I know you've got them. That's fine. Sure.
All I can tell is this amulet that I have appears to be designed towards fighting, and it's not directly chaos kind of magic, but it is certainly aligned with that temperament. And this book, I'm far too nervous to even consider opening.
So what is this? What amulet? The amulet that I'm talking about is.
No, I pull out a different amulet. Like,
Yeah,
this
Runk
amulet.
has an amulet and Antarius has a pendant.
Okay. Oh, okay. Wait, there's a difference. Well.
I'm inclined to try this on. If it was made in the north,
Where did you get this?
as I suspect, when we fought Max and retrieved those nobles, I don't trust the book. It seems like far too many men and
Oh, by the
dwarves
way,
have
Runk,
lost their
sorry,
minds.
just on top of that, gain
Yeah.
5 experience.
Ah, I can finally level up. Yeah, so it comes from the Great North where I'm from, but I wish to try it on. Now there's an opportunity and no one around to kind of attack for no reason.
No, me? You might just start hacking into me, and seeing as the mess you made in that town, let's avoid using.
Well, I'm going to put this on. I'd like you to rip it off me if anything seems to go untoward.
Just look at your arms. It's twice the size of mine. I'm not ripping anything off your neck.
Well, I'm just going to look at you anyway and just shrug and quickly put it on.
You're going to put on the amulet.
I'm putting on the amulet.
Okay, make a challenging cool test.
Give me that bloody book then, in case shit hits the fan.
Well-
Hits the wheel. Sorry.
Unfortunately, I believe it's too late. Challenging. Okay. I've got faith in my ability. Boom.
You put on the amulet, and you wait for a second, and you wait for another second, and nothing happens.
Well, it appears whoever made this was
A bit of an
excellent forger.
anticlimax there. It is a pretty nifty looking pendant, though.
I guess whoever made this was an excellent forger. It seems to do nothing.
Maybe
The book, on the other hand, I definitely feel a sense of dread from.
maybe it's just some bauble of representation. Yeah, this book. Did you take this book off the same person yet?
Yes, they were both hidden in some kind of false-bottomed barrel. So I'm not entirely sure of its purpose or point.
Does it
But
have
I believe the amulet was in give me some form of strength, but it must
Well-
have been an excellent forgery.
I just remembered I can't read, so this knowledge is completely useless. Maybe the fact that I can't read, I could look at the pages. Maybe there's a picture or something I can see.
Is it a
You're welcome
picture
to
book?
try.
So,
I-
okay, right.
I
I'm
do
gonna
want to take the
pause
risk
this just for a sec. So while you guys are having this conversation, and while everybody is having their rest on the bare belly, I want to move over to Lorne for a second.
Yeah, fair.
And you
Let him get killed. Let him get killed.
Having a drink.
stop it. You have disembarked on the northern bank of the River Bogan. You are alone with your horse. It is getting rather dark. The sun has already set. The night is dark and probably also full of terrors. Probably.
Ba-dum-bum.
You're. You said to me earlier in a PM that you wanted to pray. So if you want to make a test for how that went, you can do so now. A challenging pray test.
There's my praise skill. There's my praise skill. Challenging.
Need to turn you up a little bit. One sec.
Damn it.
I mean, he just got quieter there anyway, so.
Here we go. Just before you disembark, you mutter a prayer to the lady. Whether or not she heard you, you don't know. You get onto your horse. It looks quite nervous and unsettled
My
by
horse
the darkness.
looks nervous.
Oh yeah, your horse looks nervous.
Oh god. This is doomed. Terrible.
And you set off. And you ride towards the west, and you try to drive your horse as hard as you can to make good time and reach Trossroot in good order and before the barge itself. Hopefully you can make it there before the night is through.
You want me to take a ride test?
Make a difficult ride test. Is it ride or is it animal? I
I've
think
got
it's
ride horse, so
There's a ride and animal.
Yeah, ride horse. Yeah, do a difficult ride horse test.
God's sakes. I'm going to use a point of fortune just to re-roll that.
Oh.
Okay. So you're riding hard to the west, trying to get across. You're surrounded by forest, making your way towards the Imperial garrison. That marks a checkpoint for you to cross over and then get towards the next part of the woods that will let you through and travel directly southwest to Trossroot. And as you're making your way through the woods, your horse lets out a whinny of fear, and you ride between some trees, and you go over this scree, and there is a blinding flash of a light, and it erupts directly in front of your eyes, and your horse lets out a shriek of terror, and you feel yourself flying. Make a cool test, please. Challenging.
Honestly, I'm surprised the horse didn't go, fuck this, like the last one.
Just curious about where this campaign's
Woo!
going.
As
Like,
you are sent flying. You are in fact dismounted as your horse rears backwards, and the blinding light strikes you, and you stumble and you fall out of your stirrups. But thankfully, you don't hurt yourself terribly. You land on your back and you roll over quickly. You get back to your feet. You're not particularly injured, and as the light starts to fade from your eyes, you can hear whispers of something. There's something there, and it's surrounding you, but you can't see it. There's something that's here and is right next to you, but you can't see it.
I go to draw my sword, but go to check the horse is alright.
explosive
You-
device on the road. It's probably ice.
It's fucking IEDs. you, You make your way over to the horse.
This turn, Jesus.
You make your way over to the horse, and you examine it closely. And it looks like it's okay, but it also seems like it's kind of in a trance of some sort. Strangely enough, it's not really responding to you in any meaningful way. It's just kind of stood there. And you feel another presence behind you. You turn around and you look, and you see this ghostly figure looming between the trees. What do you do?
I demand it to identify itself. In the name of the lady, what are you?
You have travelled far from home, young knight. You are far from the lady's realm. But here, you will find no peace. You have already tasted the darkness that threatens to consume you. You have fallen from grace. How will you redeem yourself?
I will fight chaos or evil wherever I can. Reject this anger within me.
You have failed the lady once. If you fail her again, your quest shall end in shadow and doom.
I will not fail.
There is one among you who is vital to the success of your prophecy. Guard him with your life.
What prophecy?
You will know when the white tree burns and the horned rat rises. You will know.
I'm just going to make a note of that. When the white tree burns and the horned rat rises.
The dark tower shall spark anew, and the light shall fall from the sky, and ruin shall fall upon this land. But you and the one you guard shall be the key. Do
Who must I
not
guard?
fail him.
Who must I protect?
The figure begins to fade into the darkness once again, and then it is gone.
Is my horse out of its trance?
Your horse lets out another shrieking whinny, and it kicks up on its rear legs. Make a challenging intuition test, please. Sorry, not an intuition test, perception test, please.
Oh, God damn it. It is perception. Oh, where are you? Challenging.
Yep. You're not sure what your horse is spooked by, but you know that it's got better senses than you. It might be time to move, and probably quickly.
Yeah. I get ready for a fight, but mount up the horse and speed off into the dark.
Right, you continue riding. Can you make for me an endurance test, please? Also challenging.
Oh, for crying out loud, I can't roll anything.
You push on towards Trosroot, and in the darkness of the forest you can hear shrieking and growling and snarling. And at one point you hear a very loud roar. There's something big in the woods, something hungry, and is chasing you.
How far behind is it?
And you hear the whisper of a dark voice that tells you it knows a shortcut to Trosroot.
I ignore the voice. Listening to dark whispers.
It would have been hilarious. Yeah, okay, Spirit. Yeah, I'll turn.
God damn! Sign me up!
Is he calling the Uber?
You press on through the dark, and you can hear the monsters that are chasing you. And you continue making your way towards Trosroot. You manage to outpace them just about, but you gain 2 levels of fatigue.
Snoozing one. There we go.
And indeed, at one point, as you're making your way through the forest, there is a monster lurking out there, a beast man. And you see it as it sees you, and it throws a javelin, and it narrowly misses. But it spooks you quite a lot. And you keep moving, and in the end, you manage to emerge from the forest out into the open plains, and the beasts leave you behind, but you're exhausted. But at least finally, you can see the walls of Trosroot.
How's my horse holding up?
It's absolutely knackered, and quite terrified.
You want me to give him any fatigue as well whilst we're at it?
Yeah, give him the same. And gain 5 experience points.
Thank you.
Meanwhile, as Lorne goes through his harrowing experience in the woods, as dawn begins to rise, the Berrabelly starts sliding its way towards Trosroot. Lorne, can you make for me, please, a average gossip test to see if you're able to find a surgeon in time?
I just realised there was a -20 modifier on that for some reason. I have no idea. Oh, fatigued, that's why.
Yeah, fatigue. You managed to arrive at Trosroot in time, but you're so fucking exhausted that you literally pass out while you are walking around looking...
No, I'm going to use a point of fortune to add 1 significant level to this.
Okay,
Pass
okay.
it.
Alright, in which case you succeed. And although you're absolutely knackered, as the Berrabelly rolls in and pulls up towards the port, you can see Lorne is sat half asleep on a crate, and it looks like he's brought a surgeon along with him from the town.
Whilst I'm waiting for them, can I just pray to the lady for any more guidance on what she said or...
Well, you can. Whether or not you'll get an answer is another question.
Want me to pray?
Sure.
I'm
Challenging.
fatigued as well on this. Oh.
You feel that whatever it is that they want you to do, you're probably doing the right thing now, and that you need to atone for the blood you've spilled by saving people.
Okay. When the boat arrives, I'm just going to pass out in the hold and just sleep.
The rest of you, meanwhile, have arrived in Trosroot. It's a small fishing town. It's not as prosperous as Weisbrook, although there is some traffic that comes and goes as they make their way across the 2 forks of the River Bogan.
Antarius asked the surgeon how long it's going to take for him to fix up Whittle.
Looking at this, I think it is going to take about... I'm going to need about 2 hours. It's going to cost you 8 shillings.
Okay, can you save the toe?
As long as you don't cause any damage to it over the next week, I think it should heal okay.
Oh,
Excellent.
thank Ulrich. You're a star. Thank you. Oh, by the way, because we slept, do I get a heal thing, right?
Yeah, you can all take a heal test, so that'll be an average endurance test. And then you...
I get rid of any of that fatigue during those 2 hours?
Not yet.
So
during-
fatigue, by the way, Liam, we looked it up. It's completely up to you how fatigue works. Obviously, you can get multiple levels of fatigue. How do you want to rule that losing fatigue works? because it just says either we can sleep for 8 hours all of that fatigue, or you can say like, oh, you know, you can if you sleep for like 2 hours, you can lose 1 fatigue. So it's completely up to you.
I think the way that we'll do it is, because I'm probably not going to be giving out fatigue very often. I think it
No,
should...
but I get them.
You're
I get
gonna
them every
be
time
giving
I
out
frenzy.
fatigue a lot.
You get them every
Yeah,
time you frenzy. Okay.
Yeah, I get 1 level every time I frenzy, which is
In
why
which
it's
case,
kind of important to know.
every time you perform an endurance test to see if you can heal your wounds, if that endurance test is successful, you can also remove a point of fatigue.
Nice. Okay, cool. Thank you.
And then there's the
Otherwise,
standard scheme
it'll be
for a whole
narratively
team.
appropriate points. For example, if you guys are staying over in a town for a week, then obviously you can heal your fatigue.
Yeah.
While we're in the town for a few hours, I just want to like see if there's anyone that has heard the news from Worcester, I think it is, the town we just came from.
Weisbrook.
Weisbrook, yeah.
You're reasonably confident that you're ahead of the news, at least for now. It might not be far behind you.
Okay. Outside of that, I try to see if anyone knows about the tournament in Bogenhofen and like who's going to be there. Just general information.
Mm-hmm. Give me a sec.
I'm going to just say as well, we low-key just went over the fact I rolled 1 on my endurance test.
Yeah.
I know. You did very well there. Also, is it 3 days from here to Bogenhofen now?
I think so, yeah, you said it before, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was said it was for the day before, so...
Look, the Britannian can math.
I can read and write too.
That's overrated, I've never been able to do that, I've got on just fine.
Yeah.
Trouble
Yeah.
is I can, like, unless I get this toe fixed, I can only count to 19.
You mean 19, right?
Sorry, I'm just looking up the bit about the tournament so that I know.
Sure.
Oh yeah, I was. Yeah. Okay. No, that doesn't matter.
Just hang fire a second.
I like how I've become fucking Jim Carrey in the mask.
Have you shown anyone that mask, by the way, Kurt? Or are you still keeping a bit of a secret?
Only Antarius knows.
Right. Okay.
I mean, I've no reason. There's been no reason to bring it out yet. I mean,
Well,
I guess on the
it-
boat below decks, it's just like in his stuffed in his. You might see like a golden little shimmer or something, but you don't know what it is.
Well, it wasn't that. It was more the fact when obviously I was showing you my weird things.
Why is
Obviously,
that
I'm kind of
section-
demonstrating my knowledge as
What?
a chaos person. Perhaps you wanted to find out if it was
Chaos
real or not.
person.
Yeah.
Yes, chaos worshipper.
You might see it. It'll come up.
How
Okay,
peculiar.
that's fine then.
I don't know.
Yeah,
how
it was more
hard
just.
Where's the
Yeah,
fucking
well, I don't know.
companion?
You're just
It was more
dying
just if you
for an
wanted to
excuse.
find out.
You want XP from something. You're like,
Oh no, I don't. I've got the XP I need now. I now just need a fucking giant. Apparently, that's the main issue. Sorry, I troll even.
yeah, I've done that as well. I've had enough experience because the full remake of your character, and I've leveled. I've got all 3 ticks. So I
Yeah,
don't know
that's
what
what-
happens.
Well, I didn't realise this, but to go up the next level of career, I thought when you went up next level of career, you've
okay.
got the trappings, but you need to have the trappings.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to have the
Oh.
trappings of the next career in order for
Well,
you to
that
enter it.
screws me over for going up to the next career, because the next career says I need land in Bretonnia.
That's right. To become a Knight of the Realm, you need that.
Frig. That's.
Bear in mind, you can always like go into a different career and then come back.
Yeah. So that's it. I need to find a troll basically, which is the issue.
Yeah. So, as far as you're aware, the tournament that's about to be taking place in Bogenhafen, there's going to be quite a few big names there. But the Bildhofen family in particular are going to be there, who are some very prestigious people. They are the Liege Lord. It's part of, it is being organised by the Sapottenheim family, who are the liege lords of that part of Reichland, and that of the Grand Duke Leopold of Midland, who is also going to be visiting Bogenhafen with a significant group of retainers.
Just a joust, or is that the traditional melee as well, etc.?
Apparently, as far as you can tell, there is a grand melee that is going to take place. The jousting lists themselves supposedly are reserved for the nobility only, but peasants are allowed to take part in the grand melee.
Question is, are dwarves?
So Runk is going to join the Grand Melee.
Mhm.
Unless it's reserved for humans only.
Yeah, exactly, pretty much.
Or elves
Will
for
they
the
have,
joust because of nobility in that.
Will they have archery competitions?
You're not entirely sure, but one would assume that there is because there's a fair that's taking place at the same time.
Nice.
Okay. I ask about news from the Inquisition. Like, is there any like current workarounds going around?
For that one, I'm going to need a difficult gossip test, as people are going to be giving you weird looks for asking about that.
Yeah.
You've got a hat somewhere around of the Inquisition.
Difficult.
Bloodstained, but you know,
Oh.
it exists.
Nice.
You managed to ingratiate yourselves with a few of the more well-to-do and knowledgeable people. Some of whom tell you that a large contingent of the Inquisition have supposedly been sent towards Ubersreich, although as to what reason that might be is unclear.
Was Ubersreich near... Oh, hang on. Ubersreich was where the party was going to end up after Bogenhof, wasn't it? The one heading towards the mountains, right?
Ubersreich is
Mhm.
the barony, yeah. Okay.
Interesting.
So they shouldn't be
Also,
near
out
this
of-
area, is what I'm.
Out of character question. Ubersreich is from the Vermintide series, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's all I needed to know. I was just trying to figure out if like the Inquisition's just nearby, or if like you can expect them at the tournament.
Liam, I suspect this is impossible, but can I like watch the surgery being performed on the toe and gain any kind of knowledge about that?
What do you say, sorry?
Can I watch the surgery being performed on the toe and like make any connections with that because of my high medicine skill?
I
You want to be
think.
a study?
Hang on a minute.
Also-
just give me a sec to pull up the main rule book. Because what I'll do is
Also-
I'll probably offer you like a something.
Anyone can answer this if you know it. For me to advance career, it says free tax collectors.
Oh, you need henchmen then.
Yeah.
What? That's a trapping?
Yeah. Well, it's not quite a trapping, but you've got henchmen in the rules that you can pay for.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what I'm gonna say is that by observing this, you have the ability to take the surgery talent for 125 experience.
Would I be able to do it in the future?
Mm-hmm.
Like pay that cost, or do I need to do it immediately?
That's an open offer.
Okay.
So
yeah,
you've done the observations and you've learned what you can, and once you've got sufficient experience to invest, you'll be able to get surgery for 125 experience.
Right,
It's
well,
more he just needs to go away and practice it himself a little, is it?
Mhm.
yeah.
That's
well,
what that's what
fine.
that represents.
I'll do that at the end of the
Practice.
session then. I'll take advantage of that because it seems like we might need that in the future.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with you on that.
Did anyone else have any
Okay.
questions?
I'm fast asleep, so.
Just no.
No.
I wonder how much it would cost to get a fucking henchman.
It's in the rulebook somewhere. It depends on the actual.
I'll do it after.
I'm just trying to figure out where.
At least I don't have to fight a troll.
Mm.
Yeah.
Page 309.
Thank you.
That hammering away.
Yeah, sorry, I'm looking some up.
That's alright.
Yeah. Hirelings and henchmen. So, for a weekly cost, a seasoned mercenary would cost 3 gold crowns and 12 silver shillings. Same for a lawyer. But a local scout would only cost 10 silver shillings. So your tax collector probably would just cost their career thing multiplied by 2 or 3. So don't know what your
How about you boys want to be my henchman for what's the currency? For a shilling a shilling a day, half a shilling a day. I don't know. A week.
Well, considering we're currently being paid 10 to stand on a boat, I'm gonna give that offer a miss. You might be able to convince Joseph though. If like you can convince Joseph and he's got some other tax collectors, you could try and perhaps like convince him to join your side and work for you.
Don't worry,
underneath.
I've been working on Joseph ever since we bumped into him. Now he is so indebted to us that he has to, for him to survive, he has to stay with us. So there's only one plausible reason for it.
I can't wait for you to start your own company, mate. Set out as like Schneifer Limited.
Well, I tell you, my friend, I did have a company. That's why I'm
So-
in this predicament. I tried to start some carriage company, but fucking those bastards. What were they called? The folk we dealt with up by Altdorf bought me out.
No idea, I'm afraid. Didn't note that down.
I don't remember them either, the cunts.
Okay, so you carry on from Trosviut, and the next 3 days are in fact fairly uneventful as you make your way down the River Bogan towards Bogenhafen itself. Those of you who wish to take a second rest test may do so. Obviously, Lorne is able to take one.
Can I remove the fatigue before I take that roll? At least
No.
one of them.
No, as I said, you have to succeed at the test in order to remove a fatigue.
Okay,
You know
I got
that's
rid of
going
my
to make
fatigue.
it incredibly difficult, don't you?
Yes.
That would have been a pass as well.
Antarius, what did that fella say about that mask again?
It's a item
At
from
times,
Australia.
no, he said in
And-
times it was of dire need or of
I'm
dire.
sorry, what?
He said only it's used for times in which.
I mean, if you're wanting the meta knowledge, you said at times of dire need you can turn into a snake, but
Yeah.
you don't remember
I
that.
knew the
That
state.
was-
I was
Something
like,
about it was something about dire need. I'm not.
no, I was
Yeah.
I'm trying to note it down. I can't. I have like scribbles of it.
Oh.
Okay, so you guys have continued making your way down the river, and finally you're starting to reach Bogenhafen itself. Anyone who, after the 3 days, even if you failed your test, if you have a point of fatigue, you can remove it.
Just one.
Just one. If
3
nobody
days
else
of
does.
sleeping only removes 1 point of fatigue.
Only
Jesus
1 point of
Christ.
fatigue.
You failed a roll, mate,
Yeah, you failed your test.
and we're on a boat. Sleeping on those things is hard.
It's not.
Anyone else who has resting rolls to make can do so.
There's only one
Otherwise-
resting roll for those 3 nights.
Yeah. Otherwise, everyone can gain 20 experience.
Everyone.
I have learnt the surgery skill, boys.
Yeah.
Well, the 3
You used
days
to heal
were
skill on
ample
me.
time for you to practice.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can practice on healing me because I'm in need of some medical assistance.
I could. How much are you willing to pay me?
Did I get my toe back?
Sorry?
Did I get my toe back?
Yes, you did.
Oh, I thought it was still at risk for another few days.
Yeah, you can't go
you've,
fighting
you,
or anything.
that has now been healed by the surgeon.
Can I get rid of the effect then?
I think I need to recall how the actual rule for that works, but I think you can. I think it's like
So the toe was actually successfully removed, so he can now gain his wounds back, but he still suffers the penalty for having the missed toe, unless you're saying
No, he
the
saved
toe
it.
fully
Saved
recovered.
He saved the toe.
yeah, the
which
toe
case
has
it-
been saved. Surgery. If you suffer a critical wound. Upon a successful treatment, refer to the surgery talent in chapter 4. Fuck me. The only problem with this book is it's so difficult to find the information that you want.
Yeah.
London dates.
Well, Lorne, I'm willing to help you with any kind of healing you want, but I'm not wasting my precious supplies on you. That's your
That's
staple.
fine. Just help me heal a little bit.
Surgery.
I've only got about a third of my wounds left.
I will dubiously do it because I dislike you.
Take any kind of
Okay,
assistance.
so he performed success. After surgery, the patient must pass an average endurance test or gain a minor infection.
But he did that last session. Oh no, after surgery, sorry.
Yeah, after surgery.
That's only to remove the critical wound, isn't it, though?
Mm-hmm.
So, a fatigue test, did you say, or endurance?
Endurance
Endurance.
test, average, to avoid getting the plague.
That started in China.
Oh, look at this! I'm rolling well
Success.
today.
So I think you can treat any critical wound marked as needing surgery. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So I think that's resolved.
How? I take that.
Because you rolled an astounding success.
Yeah, I'm rolling like a madman today.
I know, yeah. All the bad luck of the previous sessions has come back for us now.
Just wait till the next comeback. It's gonna be 80s.
Yeah, because I survived that combat. I've completely gotten terrible luck this session. Because you died and your fate, you're having all the luck now.
It's because Ulrich is stronger than the lady. The lady, to be honest, is just like something to him 24/7.
Screw you.
Big hairy masculine.
It's an amputated toe. Whenever you suffer, you must pass an endurance test to get a precondition. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it's been reattached. So basically, you can resolve that critical wound. You no longer have it.
I'm back, sorry about that.
Alright, just found out Whittle has a toe again. It's all fun. That's what you missed on Warhammer.
So you have finally arrived in the town of Bogenhafen.
All gonna
Does-
happen.
You want Runk to do a roll to see if he managed to heal me of any wounds?
Oh yeah, sure. Go ahead. You can make a. I think it's an average heal test.
My god,
No.
if it takes us this long to heal from a fight, we can never go anywhere.
I think it's just we had some bad luck with, but I mean, like, that's the thing is, like, Whittle obviously got fucked. It's just because Lorne went off and rode.
Well, the
but I
thing
do
you've
know
got
an
to, the
extra
thing you've
heal
got to
attention.
bear in mind is that this is not Dungeons and Dragons. You don't heal overnight. If you get into a fight, you need to be ready to deal with the consequences of that fight.
Yeah. No, I like it. I'm not complaining at all.
Yeah,
I like it.
you get fucked up in this game, and you've got to like deal with being fucked up for a while.
It's
Oh
fun.
wow, I'm loving the slum area in this place. That looks like the kind of place we could sell spit at.
Mm.
So here you are. You've arrived in Bogenhafen. It is typical of many merchant towns in the Empire's great rivers. It's quite populated. There are quite a lot of people here, and you can hear the distant sounds of cheering and roaring crowds somewhere towards the eastern edge of town, coming from the other side of the walls. Indeed, most of the people that are around seem to be in fairly good cheer. No doubt excited about the festival that is taking place here.
How long until the actual tournament begins?
You are not sure. You think it's probably within a day or two.
I'd like to try and find information if the dwarves are allowed in the mellow.
Right, well, it looks like we finally arrived, haven't we? I don't know how long it's going to be before trouble catches up to us, but at least for now, I think I owe you your pay.
Much appreciated.
I think we agreed, what was it, 5 shillings each a day?
Yep.
I believe you're trying to underpay us there.
I don't think I am, mate.
It was 10 a day, we agreed on.
I honestly thought it was 10 for the entire thing, so I'm going to take 5 a day. I'm quite happy.
I'm pretty sure we negotiated 10 a day, but okay.
I don't think you did.
Yeah, no. Considering that the hassle we brought poor Joe in, the least we can do is shave a little on top for collateral damage.
The way I see it, right, it sounds fair if I give you each a crown.
Yep, I'll happily take that.
Don't spend it all in one place, though. No doubt you will, given the Schaffenfest is going to be on for the next few days.
What do you intend to do, Joe?
Well, I've got to offload this wine, and then I'm going to be taking it to the Schaffenfest. I'm going to be selling it there. You can make a pretty penny with a markup on some good alcohol when you're at a festival.
I bet you do. I bet it gets quite rowdy over there. So maybe if you could, maybe if you need a few bruisers for your time selling that wine.
Aye, well, the problem with hiring you lot is that I don't know if the dwarf's randomly going to go chasing someone off and try and murder them. So, you know, it's not exactly reliable employment, is it?
Well,
I just give him a
if
long,
anybody
slow
proves
stare.
he can kill, so that's what you might need. Either way, Joe, just try to get an extra buck out you, an extra gold at you. What's a buck? A stag?
yeah.
What am I talking about? Sorry, Joseph, I seem to be going a little delirious here.
I think you're losing your nut, mate. You might want to go see a priest about that.
I'll
Anyway,
burn up
me and the crew are going to finish off loading. You guys are free to go, or you can give us a hand if you want, but I ain't paying you.
I'm going to go find a healer.
I take the horse and I start making my way around town. In
Yeah, I told
particular-
you you're fully mobile, aren't you?
Right,
Huh?
wasn't our short-term ambition to reach Bogenhaven?
It was indeed.
Was, yes.
That means XP, please.
I can't remember what the
Well,
one.
It does. It does indeed. That means experience, please. Let's have a look. How much
How
do I
much is the
actually
short
owe
term
you?
again?
I think it was like 25 or something like that. Let me check.
25.
It was in here somewhere.
And there's a plenty of things. Oh yes, we're finally in Bogenhafen. Plenty of XP, boys. Don't worry.
Oi, oi.
Term ambitions.
It's like that time in
If
WoW
you
when
achieve
get
your
the
short-term ambition, you receive a bonus of 50 experience.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, now it's my time to shine. I'm going to very gingerly and carefully
So,
get off the boat, and I'm going to take my letter thing, and I'm going to go and try and find this guy that I need to deliver it to.
There was
I'll
one
come-
moment
I'll come with
thinking
you.
you were going to go say you could find a child to shoot in the leg.
Yeah, I'm going to travel with Whithold, because I also want to talk to him about trying to find someone to sell this drugs to.
Antarius, do you what do you recall of everything about this nobleman? Because I can't read that letter.
I'm sorry, what now?
We were to my doppelganger. We were to come here because we heard that there was some relation. You're the one that came to me with this.
What? Do you mean the idea that I had?
Someone, I'm sure, it was one of you.
I don't think that was me.
No, I was the one who came up with the plan for you to disguise yourself as that guy, but obviously that went horribly wrong.
Yes, but we learned. Antarius went to the college, did you not?
I went to the college to figure out about the barony of Ubersreich. This is
Yeah.
Bogenhofen.
And then he nearly got caught. The reason we were coming to Bogenhofen, other than the fact we were on the canal, is because that guy who we're trying to get a job off is in Bogenhofen, or in the region of Bogenhofen. So that's the letter that we're here for, the one where it's like the scribe wrote that letter about like 10 gold a day or something insane.
The mercenary work.
Yes.
Gold a day, wasn't it?
Right.
Something like that.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I know it was an excessively large amount of money, I know that much.
my memories betraying me.
There was like we all had like links to Bogenhofen. It was almost as if some kind of supernatural force was forcing us along a set of, train tracks.
Well,
Yeah.
my job here in Bogenhofen is to partake in the jousting tournament for my cousin. That's why he gave me the horse and the breastplate.
Yeah.
I got a letter to deliver, and I got a archery competition if one exists.
Right, lads.
I'm still
Hypothetically,
just wondering.
before we split up, hypothetically, if someone approaches you and rubs their ear, what should you gesture back?
I tap my nose.
What?
Okay, I'll try and decipher this code.
Yeah, it sounds like a you problem. You come in
If
anyway,
someone walked up to me and tapped and
So-
rubbed their ear, I'd tap my nose. Seems to make sense.
So let's go through what people's various agendas are. So you know that the Schaffenfest is starting. I think we've got Lorne is planning to go and find a healer. Whithold wants to go and figure out how he can deliver his letter. And what are the rest of you doing?
I'd
need
like to sign up for the
up
melee.
for the jousting tournament as
Okay, so I'm gonna label
Actually-
that under going to Schaffenfest for now.
yeah.
I'll go to do the sign up for the joust first. Don't want to miss that if it ends up being today.
Okay.
Hey, Lorne, we could all go and do that. Anyone who wants to go. I'm going to find out if they do archery, but I think Brunk wants to sign up as well, so we might as well go together and then split up from there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna ride my horse over. Though, actually, did my horse heal the fatigue conditions he had? 'Cause he was just standing around for 3 days on end.
Say again, sorry.
Did the horse heal his fatigue conditions?
He heals one of them. Actually, you can have him make a endurance test. The
He
same as you
can't.
did.
He doesn't have any skills. That's
It's
why I
a,
was
it's a
asking.
characteristic.
No, it's not. Endurance is a skill, not a characteristic.
Is it?
There's a toughness test. I can roll that for you
Or
instead.
is it in fact a?
Curve, I see it. It's curve.
Characteristic. It runs off of the toughness, does it not?
Yeah.
Yeah, in which case, yeah, he doesn't have it because it's just a basic skill and he's just like a fucking horse. But, yeah, just make him roll a toughness test then.
I'm guessing that removes all.
Yeah, I'll say the horse is fine.
Well, at least that's something. Stupidly tough horse.
Yeah, okay, so you're all making your way to the Scharfenfest then?
Yep.
Yeah.
Are any of you planning to investigate the law office?
Not
Is that
yet.
where the thing
The
about
inheritance.
I'll
the inheritance
probably
or the
do that
mercenary work?
after the Schaffenfest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna come to the law.
My
Please.
first priority is to sign up to the melee, if possible. possible.
Yeah, my thing's duty to my cousin for now.
Okay, so you're making your way to the Scharfenfest then.
Mm-hmm.
Change to.
I like how you did that with like no context for viewers at home. It's quite funky.
So you arrive in this garish, brightly coloured, noisy, bustling fairground. There are lots and lots of people here. The streets are absolutely crowded. Anywhere you go, there's just a throng of humanity, many of them drunk, mixing themselves in all sorts of different business. You've got every single different class of society here. There are noblemen walking around, there are peasants, there are workers, well-dressed artisans, brightly clothed entertainers, and somber-looking watchmen. Everybody is here. There are labourers singing loudly and out of tune. Generally, people are mostly enjoying themselves. You notice that there is a very particular lack of watchmen who are the ratio of like the amount of people that are here compared to the amount of watchmen that are on duty is kind of obscene. It looks like this area is probably quite difficult for them to police, to say the least. And you've made your way into the crowd, and you start exploring. You all have various different objectives that you're trying to do here. You're trying to find where you can sign up for the melee, you're trying to find where you can sign up for archery tournaments and for jousting.
I'm gonna try and make my way. Wait, is everyone in? Can I not? Wait, did everyone go to the tournament? Sorry.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah,
everyone,
I think
you said about law officers, but you were the only one who mentioned it.
Am I the only one going to the law office?
I think you are.
I think so.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm the only one going to the law office then.
Doesn't seem like you.
I just started asking people where the jousting is to take place and see if I can find my way there.
It's not too difficult for you to find your way to this large open pavilion that's clearly been like cleared out, and it's being looked over by some of the more respectable parts of local society. You can see that there are these beautiful, massive pavilion tents that have been set up. Clearly, they are the property of the powerful nobility that have arrived to take part in the joust. There's also, not far away, you can also see that there's a wrestling ring, and also what looks like some sort of livestock market as well. You can see a very, the stench of like animal shit and creatures bleating and barring and all the rest of it, making lots of noise. Sheep, cattle, horses, pigs, poultry. The stench of animals is everywhere. And here you are, stood in...
large sheep?
Of course there are large sheep.
Well,
Of course
mate,
there are
don't
large sheep.
go there. Don't go down that rabbit hole.
I'm going to
You
start
know
the
full
joust,
well
lads.
I'm afraid to say Velcro hasn't been invented yet.
So,
And you make your way over to the jousting lists, and you can see that there are several nobility that are stood around talking to each other. One of them is... okay, can I have a perception test from those that have made their way to the jousting lists? It'll be average.
Average.
There you go, luck's over.
Oh yeah. I should say that I've got my male coif one wearing the coif actually down, so it's just ready to be put up. But...
Antarius is able to notice that a few of the noblemen that are stood around in a particular group, talking to one man in particular, who is currently actually dressed in full regalia. He's wearing his full plate armor. And interestingly enough, his body language suggests that he's not very comfortable at all. He's like talking to these other guys who are like all egging him on and like, oh yeah, you're going to do really well. This is going to be a great joust. And he's like, haha, yeah, it's going to be great. You can see that there are a few scribes nearby who are apparently taking names from various commoners that are coming past to put their name up, both for the Grand Melee and
Woo-hoo!
as you get closer, you hear, nobody, no peasants are allowed in the joust. You can't take part. I don't care if you've got your own horse. You're not allowed. Get out of my face. Oh, but please, I'm really good. No, go away.
I'm going to walk up to that guy shouting.
I kind of look at the dude in the plate armor and his lads egging him on, and I direct my horse and myself over to him to introduce myself.
Does he look like Heath Ledger?
What?
Does he look like Heath Ledger, dude?
No, he does not.
He doesn't look like Heath Ledger. He's
Actually,
on
he now that you look at him, he looks weirdly kind of like a... Well, actually, you don't know what he looks like. He's got his helmet on. So you got no idea.
Yeah. He looks weird like lawn. Yeah, I'm gonna wander over to the melee tent sign up thing.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, you're able to go and do that. Meanwhile, I think Lorne is making his way over to the person that's shouting about jousting. Whittle, you eventually figure out that the place to sign up for the archery is in the same place as the melee, so you can head over there and do that. Antarius, you make your way over to this guy who looks quite anxious, and just as he's dismissing his retainers to make his way back towards his tent, you bring yourself up next to him. He's like, oh my, well, that's an impressive steed you've got there, sir.
You give yourself a fine plate of armor, my lord. What is your name?
He pauses for a moment and starts fussing awkwardly with his helmet. He's like struggling to get it off. He's trying to undo the strappings. And clearly, like, you can tell just by looking at it, this man doesn't wear this very often. In fact, this might be the first time he's ever worn armor. And he pulls it off with great difficulty, revealing a face that looks like Lorne, actually, if he was like 5 years younger. And he smiles nervously and says, hello, yes, my name is Primus. I'm the son of Grand Duke Leopold of Middenland.
Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you. I am Antarius of House Sintavir. I've come a very long way to win some honor here in your fabulous country.
I see. Well, I'm not familiar with your house, and I don't think there's been any invitation for your house to take part in the lists.
Well, that's something I'm going to fix very shortly, but I do seem that you look like you're a bit uncomfortable, my lord. I do have a proposition for you if you'd be so inclined.
Pause. Making your way, Lorne makes his way over towards the list, and you see this guy finish shouting at some other peasant who kind of slumps away with his shoulders hanging low. He's like, you fucking nobles, they don't let anyone have some fun. They're just scared they don't want to get shown up.
I'm just going to push past the peasant with the artillery on full display.
Runk, are you in the toilet again?
No, sorry, I'm filling up an ice cube tray. Apologies.
Suspiciously similar noise. Well, what do you want?
I'm here to sign up for the joust.
And who is your liege?
I serve no liege.
No hedge knights allowed! Go away!
Whee!
I am a knight of Bretonia.
I don't care!
Why?
Does this look like Bretonia to you? No hedge knights!
I'm going to...
Lorne's just lost for words at this concept.
You dare challenge my nobility?
You dare speak to me like that? I'll have Grand Duke Leopold come and talk to you.
I will face him in the joust.
I don't think you will, sir. It's not allowed. Now go away.
Does he not notice? Does my noble blood trait not do anything at all?
Doesn't seem to be helping you here, no.
I didn't think so.
I'll just go for the...
Does he look like a knight himself?
No.
Damn. Oh well, I'm still gonna do it. I take my glove off and throw it down at his feet.
What is this supposed to be?
You know not a challenge when you see one?
What matter of...
You are a peasant then. I don't see why I'm talking to you at all.
But you can't do this. This is absurd.
I don't think I should be speaking to a lowborn person like yourself.
Well, that's certainly not a way to get yourself on the lists, good sir.
Well, obviously a peasant like you has no say on these lists.
Well, you
So,
certainly
excuse me.
won't be on it.
And I pick up my glove and walk off, spotting the white horse that Antares is riding and head over there.
The man continues hurling abuse at you as you walk away.
I shout back, "Only give abuse if you know how to accept a challenge, you coward. You cowardly peasant."
As you continue this shouting match.
You got him there.
As you continue this shouting match, you make your way over towards Antarius, who is carrying on with his current conversation. Well, what is this proposition that you have?
It seems you look a little bit unfamiliar with the suit of armor you're wearing, and it might, if I might be so bold to say, bring dishonor to you and your house if you were to participate in this job.
Make an easy charm test.
Have I overheard this bit here?
Not quite yet.
Cool.
Primus shifts his weight from side to side for a moment as if he's thinking about whether he should really confide in you or whether this is appropriate. He looks around, he sees that there's not really anyone else nearby except for Lorne, who he doesn't know. He leans in and he lowers his voice. I'll be honest with you, you're right. I'm only having to do this because my father says so. I don't want to do this. I'm not a jouster. I hate this. This is ridiculous.
Well, because you are very lucky today, I'm going to give you an opportunity that you might not find anywhere else. I motion to Lorne as he walks up. This young man is a knight for Bretonia, and he is one of the best jousters I've ever seen.
Really?
Oh, thank you very much.
For only a small payment, he will don your armor, and he will ride for you in your stead. All you need to do is just sit here and wait for the joust to be over, and he will give you great victory.
He looks over
Am
at
I
the pair of
hearing
you.
this proposition?
At this point, you've heard this at this point.
Are you suggesting I ride pretending to be another noble and hide my colours?
Well,
Sorry, you really fucked up. You underestimated his overblown sense of self.
Wait. You actually look a lot like me.
He
I
does.
think that might work. My father wouldn't be able to tell the difference from such a distance.
Mm-hmm.
That's an excellent idea. You there, sir. Come here. He beckons you over.
I glare at Antarius and wander over.
Listen,
I give
my name is Primus von Bildenhofen. I'm the son of Grand Duke Leopold, the Duke of Middenland himself. I will offer you, if you will ride in my stead, and you'll take part in this joust, you wear my armor, and you fly my colors, you don't need to talk to anybody. I'll talk to people before the joust starts, and then we'll just go into a back room and we'll swap armor really quickly, and then you go out as me. You don't have to talk to anybody, and I'll 20 crowns. I'll give you 20 crowns.
Are you suggesting I dishonor my name by riding as you.
Well, don't think of it as dishonor. I mean, are you really going to be able to participate otherwise? It's a great opportunity for you.
I also
How
interject at
about
this moment
this?
and
I ride for your house, but under my name and my colours. The glory over here will go to you.
That
But
won't
the
do. My
success will be
father
mine.
wants me to ride. I have to do it myself.
think
If
of
I
it
could
this
just
way,
hire a champion to do it, I certainly wouldn't be using you.
think of it this way, Lauren. He would be indebted to you, and it would be a good way to build your house's name going on. He's the son of a duke of Middenland, which is fairly prosperous from what I've heard. It's about
Okay, then.
building your
Let
He's
me
He's
ask you
technically more important than
this.
that. He's the son of an elector count.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this then. What can you do to spread the name of my family?
Well,
Does he
I'll
actually
confess-
know the name of my
I'll
family?
confess I don't
seeing
even
as-
know who you are.
Sorry, I should have introduced myself earlier. I apologise. I am Lorne de Birch.
I see. Well, you
Does
must
he
be of some...
actually know the family name, seeing as my father was an ambassador in the Reichland?
Let's find out. Hang on.
I mean, it was about 15 years ago, but still.
Let's find out. Enemy in shadows. Are you in here? What's your name? Primus. You're not actually rigged up as a character, are you? That's interesting. That's a bit of an oversight. Okay. Well. Oh, yes, actually. I think my father's spoken to your father before. I've heard of you, although it's not exactly a particularly, how do I say this politely, prestigious house after, well, what happened with your father. We heard about that even from Bretonia.
Yes, why do you think I wish to regain the honour of my name?
Well, how about this? My father is, he's going to be travelling to Caron within the next year, and maybe I could go with him, and how about I put in a good word with the king on your house's behalf?
Better than nothing, but surely you can do more than that.
Well, what exactly are you trying to suggest? Clearly you want something.
You're in a position to spread good word about my honour, even here. And seeing as we're not far from the Axebite Pass, surely word will travel even before the year's end.
All right.
You do not
How
have
about
to
this?
say...
If you do this for me, if you do this and you win the joust, I'll take you into my retinue.
Out of character, what would that actually mean?
Well, you would
Assuming.
then have a liege and possibly the ability to earn yourself land by service.
What would being in your retinue mean? Would it mean I fly your colours and travel with you at all times, or...
You'll
would it
fly my
mean-
colours. I don't expect you to travel with me all the time. I'm sure you have business of your own to attend to, but you'll represent my house as you travel, and whenever I have tasks for you, you'll complete them to the best of your ability.
Okay. How about we incorporate the colours together, so whilst it's clear that I serve you, my own heraldry is still shown.
If you win the joust, fair enough.
Very well. We have a deal.
Good. He looks deeply relieved and wipes sweat from his
Though,
brow.
do remember that payment as well.
Yes. We'll sort out the 20 crowns. After, well, whether or not you win, I'll give you 20 crowns. But
That is fair. But can you send me towards a healer? I have a few injuries that I just want patched up before the joust.
I think there are a few around in the Scharfenfest. Why don't you go and look about here?
Appreciate it. So,
For now, I'd
you
better
want to give
return
me
to my
a-
retinue. Thank you, Mr. Simtavir. I suppose, since you've done this favour for me, I'll put in a good word with you, or for you, rather, and I'll see if I can get your name added to the lists.
I appreciate that. And another thing I must ask, if you do not mind, I'm a little curious about the situation over in Marienburg. Do you happen to know anything?
I'll confess that my relationship with politics of late has not been exactly well maintained. The last I heard my father talking about Marienburg, he said something about a rebellion, or at least an insurrection of some sort, and a refusal to pay taxes to the Emperor, and that there was potentially some plan of raising an army at some point to deal with that, but I don't know what the situation is now.
Is there anyone from Marienburg here?
Not that I'm aware of, no. Marienburg technically doesn't have any nobility. It's a free city. The men who are in charge of it are mostly wealthy merchants, and they don't really play by the same rules as us.
See. That's all that I need then. I wish your champion best of luck in the joust to come. And then I make my way out of his tent.
Okay.
And I give Lord a small nod.
I give him a glare in return because I'm still not best pleased at fighting under someone else's colours.
Better than nothing, Lorne.
That's why it's just a little glare, not a simmering death gaze.
Meanwhile, Runk and Witold, you have gone into the main pavilion to sign up for the Grand Melee. And for the archery test and the Grand Melee. I know you're not. Are you taking part in the Grand Melee?
I am.
Yeah,
That's my point.
yeah. Runk is. But you're doing the archery. That's fine. So you're both signing up for your. You're both signing up for your different contests, and after you get that done without too much difficulty. The atmosphere inside is a lot more casual than it is at the jousting list. It's mostly just middle class and lower class people getting pissed and having a good time. There is actually also a wrestling ring in here that Runk might be interested in later on. As you step back outside into the sunshine, it comes to your attention that there's actually a dwarf who has been locked up in some stocks.
Is it a Slayer or a normal dwarf?
Looks like a normal dwarf to you. He's got brown hair. There's a bunch of small children throwing fruit at him and laughing at him.
Do I recognise him at all? Is he? Because obviously my plans resettled kind of in this region. So do I recognise him at all, or is he completely unknown?
Let's find out. Can I have... I'm wondering what I really want you to test to determine this, really.
Perception? Do I recognise him?
No, probably not perception. I mean, it'll be something a bit different. I think I'll just take from you... an fellowship test, please. Average fellowship.
I do not know this person. I do!
Turns out you do. You've actually met, you've heard of this guy before, believe it or not. It's a small world, dwarves know dwarves, what a surprise. This is Gottfried Gurnison. You were at a... what you would describe as a party. It's not really a party, it's more of a somber gathering of dwarves that took place at Karakern a few years ago. And you actually met Gottfried there. And even then he was His identity was mostly that of the local clown and drunk. But you kind of struck up a decent conversation with him. He was nice enough to you. He's one of the only people that would sit at your table, apart from other slayers. So there was that.
I'd like to. Is you said children were throwing it, or just or
Yeah, it's
peasants
kids.
in general?
It's just like some kids. They're like throwing fruit.
I'd like to walk. I'd like to try and sneak up behind them and roar in their ear.
Okay, make an easy intimidate test.
Yeah, like no weapons or anything enough to get me in trouble. Just shout really loudly.
Hilarious if you fail.
Yeah, if I fail, it'd be hilarious. These kids turn around and start throwing things at me. Right.
You let out a ferocious bellow, and you terrify these children, who scream and begin fleeing from Runk, who is like apparently the bane of kids, like everywhere he goes, I guess.
Well, I'd
Yeah.
like to disagree strongly on that.
You hurt them, I scare them. We're a great team.
The kids scatter in all directions, absolutely terrified by Runk. Gottry looks up from his like drunken stupor, surprised by the loud noise, and then he lets out a gasp as he recognizes you. Oh, Runk! Here you are! I ain't seen you for years!
Gottry, how are you? I kind of vaguely shake his hand as much as I can in the stock.
He awkwardly shakes your hand from inside the stock. You can
Why
see,
are you in? Why?
You can see scratched onto the placard just underneath him that's like hanging from his neck. It's like there's a sign hanging from his neck. It just says drunkard and vagrant.
Why are you in here?
Drunk and disorderly.
How long have you got left in the stocks?
They want to keep me in here for the rest of the day. It's 2 shillings to pay me fine, but I don't have that.
How's your arm? I remember, although you always used to drink, well, as much as I did, haha. But I remember your arm was still strong. Is it still, or have you wasted away at this point?
Oh, you know, ever since she passed, I've just not had the head for it anymore. I can't take it. The drink it keeps it away, you know?
I nod solemnly. I know that feeling. But with dwarves, you must temper that urge. How about I make you a deal? We're currently, we're on a quest to try and, well, avenge my own poor decisions. But how about you join us if I pay your fee to leave? I'll keep us well supplied in ale. You can guarantee that one.
Oh, I don't know what I could do for you, Rank. I'm not a fighter.
I know,
that
but someone...
You're some legendary warrior. I remember when we were at Carrick you were telling us about the greenskins you killed. But I can't do that.
Has he got hard work in him? Do you know, Rob? Maybe we can get him a job with.
You are aware that Gottry, back in his prime, when he wasn't a drunken absolute mess, he was actually quite a skilled dwarven engineer. He was part of the Engineers Guild, but he got expelled shortly after his wife died.
I think, Gottry, you could come with us, even if it was just to tinker and carry our things. It'd be better than being arrested for being drunk and disorderly. You could stay with us and at least kind of... It'd be nice to have someone to talk to from the old land.
Well, I guess maybe I was going to suggest you get him a job with Joe too. Yeah.
Well,
That could also be an option.
maybe.
Temptation of wine, I think, would be too much for him.
Maybe, yeah. Aye. That could be a good thing to do. I mean, I guess I need a purpose, don't I?
Besides,
Listen,
I need someone to spread rumours of my glorious death at the end. And I look down at my feet, sadly.
He's quiet for a moment. Look. Okay, Runk. Look, if you could pay the shillings and get me out, then yeah, I'll come with you. I'll just have to get my things and stuff, and then I'll meet you again.
That's fine. Alright, is there a guard nearby, or who's in charge?
There does indeed appear to be a guard nearby who is literally asleep. He's slumped against a wagon and he's fucking asleep, straight up.
I'm going to walk to his chair and give it a kick, and then go, ah!
What?
So I'm going to give it a kick and then go, ah!
Give what a kick?
The chair.
Oh, he's not in a chair. He's leaning against a wagon. He's like falling asleep, standing up.
Oh, I kick the
Impressive.
wagon then and go, ah.
Okay, you kick the wagon.
I think he's trying to see if he wakes up. Liam.
The guard stirs for a moment and is like, what the? Oi, what are you doing?
We wish to buy this man's freedom.
What? The dwarf? Oh shit!
Yes.
2 shillings for his bail.
I just toss him 2 shillings.
Because he's like half asleep, he stumbles and his hands wobble, and then the 2 shillings fall on the floor, and he bends over to pick them up awkwardly.
Cheers.
Right, okay, yeah, he's free to go. Go on, I'll just unlock it. After he's done scrambling on the floor for the money, he awkwardly stomps his way over to the stockades and unlocks them, freeing the dwarf, who thanks you gratuitously and grabs your hand and shakes it multiple times.
What things do you have, Gottfried?
Well, I need to go get, me travelling pack. I left it back at the pub where I was staying. A few other tools and trinkets that I left there as well.
Do you have a weapon?
Well, no.
Right. Well, when you return, I'll supply you with a weapon. I'll find something for you to use just in case. Yeah. Go and collect your things. We'll find a pub in the local area. Look out for the dwarf with the orange hair.
Where are we going?
The current plan is to find the scribe of the Crown Prince of Altdorf, and we believe there's some work in the Grey Mountains.
All right. Okay. Yeah. And he starts making his way off and says that he'll find you later.
Yeah. Alright, cool. I turn to Whittle. Did we manage to sign up to the list, by the way?
Yes, you did.
For our things?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it seems like a good job done to me, Whittle. How about we deliver that letter of yours?
Yeah, that's going to be a problem. I don't know where the guy is. Like the address I've got is for something else. But,
Well, in that
we
case,
can
then,
ask
how
around.
about we make some gold by getting rid of this spit?
As you've been stood around talking, you can see that Antarius and Lorne are also passing by as well.
I will say the spit part very, very quietly.
Meanwhile, I'm just going to shift over to what Kernt is up to. Hey, so you've made your way on your own. Whether that's wise or not is dubious.
Well, everyone's at the top.
You've made your way on your own.
Is he wearing his armor yet?
Yeah, I've got the mail over my jack, under my jack.
Yeah, I fixed that at some point while we were on the boat.
Okay, so can you make for me a average gossip test, please, to see if you can find? In fact, no, because you haven't got the letter, have you?
None of us can actually see the letter, by the way, Liam.
Okay, you're not. Okay, hang on. Let me just sort that out for you.
Yeah, the only one we can currently see is the.
That should be that one. You also had. That one.
Should we be able to recall these handouts whenever?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. We should be able to have the letter visible permanently in our journals, but at the moment, the only one that's permanently available is the letter that we found. Yeah, on the Witch Hunter.
Oh, is that not? Oh, okay, hang on.
Yeah, so like it's popped up on our screen, but it's not.
Is
There
that
we go.
better?
Yeah,
There we go.
Yeah, yeah.
Hang on, I shouldn't be able to see this letter, the inheritance one yet, should I? No one's shown it to me.
Right,
The
no.
inheritance letters, my doppelganger, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
that was not as
I know the
important as the
gist of
Bold
it,
Adventurers.
but I haven't been shown it.
So there is a slight issue. Okay, so well, tell you what. No, we'll assume that you weren't stupid and you asked someone who could read what the address was on the fucking letter.
Didn't we tell Kern about the
letter we found on the witch hunter?
I don't think so.
I don't think you did. No.
Oh god.
No, you didn't.
No, I don't believe you
I'm
did.
sorry.
All I know, I don't think I have. I think Antarius has the letter on him, but all I know is what was written on it, which is apparently looked like the heir of the Baronet of Ubersreich. And I'm playing off that knowledge, so I've got a little plan.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have made your way out towards Gartenweg, which is a little narrow alleyway that runs along the Eisenbahn, a little way north of the Metalworkers Guild. You're able to find your way there following the signposts. As you arrive, can you make for me either a challenging intelligence test or an easy knowledge lore test, if you have it?
Law of what, Reichland?
No, knowledge lore as in like law as in the law.
Oh, law. Don't believe I have a law.
If you don't have knowledge of like legal matters, then make a challenging intelligence test.
Where's my intelligence gone?
Good question, man.
There it is. I see it. Int. There we go. I was. Challenging. Fuck.
You find nothing wrong with this situation. You stroll on down. You make your way into the Gartenweg, and as you make your way along, you're plodding along the cobblestones, and finally you arrive outside of what you think is the right building. And as you've arrived, directly in front of it, you see that the sign that once said Lock, Stock, and Barl has now is hanging lopsided off of above the door. The windows are shuttered, and the door is locked.
So it's closed.
It does indeed appear to be closed, and here you are, stood in front of this random building in a very narrow alleyway, with no one else on the street. Make a perception test, please. Difficult. You look around for a moment, feeling vaguely uncomfortable. You hear something squawk. And you look around again, but you don't see anything. It's a bit spooky, but no. That's it. You're just stood here on your own.
I tried the door anyway.
You push on the door, as expected, it's locked. You're not able to get inside. Unless you want to smash it or smash through a window.
Can I not peek inside, see if there's no lit candles, nothing?
The windows are shuttered. You can't see inside.
Oh, right. Well, I guess it's the What else is around me? Am I just in a long alleyway? Or
You're literally in some dingy fucking alleyway.
Right.
If you were not a man who was like either both, anyone with like a degree of understanding of upper society would have been like, this is not where you're gonna find a solicitor's. Like, you're like in some dingy fucking alleyway.
It's not gonna go well for Kentness, is it?
This is not the law office. This is definitely not the law office.
But this is the Gartenweg. The letter said it was on Gartenweg, and here you are.
Shit.
Shit.
I would just make my way back. I'm not happy.
As you look up at the door, and you curse, muttering under your breath as you turn away. You turn away to see two large men stood in the alleyway.
Hello.
Hello, sunshine. What
Sorry, just
brought
for a
you
meta
down to
recap.
us?
I just, as a meta recap, what the hell brought you to this place? Like, what letter are you talking about? Like, I'm still confused.
The inheritance one.
But the inheritance one says nothing about Bogenhagen. Like, that's a bit
Yeah,
out
it
of
does.
date.
The address is written on the top.
Yeah. The address leads to.
Oh, okay, got you. All right.
Yeah. Also, this is where I really regret. Well, not in character, but out of character, really regret not showing him handout 7.
Oh wait, this was a trap, wasn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what the witch hunter was. I remember. I heard that. Shit. Well, right. I've got 2 Billy figures. How far are they from me? Are they just at the end of the
They're
alley?
pretty close. You would have had the ability to spot them if you hadn't been busy trying to peek through fucking windows and apparently being a useless bastard.
Is there no? Is there no escape route? Am I trapped?
You're kind of. There is a bit of alleyway behind you, but it ends in a wall. You could try and vault it, but yeah.
Right.
These two men keep advancing on you, and they've got clubs.
I'm gonna start like backing up into that corner.
Where do you think you're going?
I'm a tax collector. I'm here.
You're Castor Lebrung, aren't you?
No, I'm Crunch Sniper.
Oh
Who
yes,
are you?
you are, buddy. We know who you are.
Oh no, I'm not.
How would you possibly know who I am?
Listen here, pal. You're gonna tell us everything.
I remember I have the mask and I put it on, praying.
You really should have let me look at this mask, mate. That's all I'm saying.
He doesn't know anything about magic, so he just.
Right, it's the type of thing where it's like, even if you turn into a snake, you're still a snake in the middle of the alley.
you put on this fucking mask.
Stay back! I have magics from the other worlds.
That's probably what they were expecting, in all
Oh my
fairness.
god, oh my god. No, it's like Rick and Morty with the turn people into snakes.
Snake boot.
He's got a snake in his boot.
These two thugs take a step back for a second. They look slightly intimidated. And they're uncertain. And they hesitate just for a moment. A moment long enough for you to be able to make a break for it. Do you want to run?
Oh, sorry.
Hello?
Mask did nothing.
Well, you put the mask on. I mean, it's a fucking mask.
I
Dude.
know.
I don't know what you're expecting here.
fuck
It's
it
just a
up.
fucking mask.
Alright, the mask. That was the. Right. Fuck. Maybe this wasn't my diet pill or run.
You fucking run.
But stay back. If you know who I am, you know what I can do.
Can I have, please, an average athletics test from you?
I can just see this being 100 or
big
something
lad.
ridiculous.
Just faceplant in the alleyway.
Oh my god.
He passes.
He's a slippery bastard, cunt.
You don't know whether maybe the magic was like metaphorical, because like maybe it doesn't actually turn you into a snake, but it like gives you the powers of a snake. Because like you run towards this wall and you slither over it. You leap over this wall and you kind of vault yourself across. And it's the easiest thing in the world. And you don't know, maybe it's adrenaline, but maybe it's magic. And you land on the other side. You're still wearing the stupid fucking mask. But
Definitely magic.
you can hear the shouting thugs trying to chase up after you, and they're like struggling to get over the wall. But you're able to put some distance on them, and you sprint away down this alleyway. You turn a corner, turn another corner, and then you can't really hear their voices anymore, and you're panting, and you're out of breath. And you can still hear the crowds of the Scharfenfest to the east, but you think you've left them behind. You think you've gotten away.
Maybe
Gain
it's
10
adrenaline.
experience.
Maybe it's adrenaline. Maybe it's magic. Maybe it's Maybelline.
Awful.
Well, at least I survived that one. Well, panting. I guess he's gonna feel safe in this mask for a little bit as the streets seem a bit
You're
dead.
gonna keep the mask on.
Yeah, dude, this incredibly expensive mask.
Well, not
As you
only do
wander
I
the
have
streets.
a mask on, I also have a feathered hat on. Remember that. I took it. So there's this feathered hat masked man just leaping over walls. Fucking
Oh
Jack
my
the Ripper.
Where do you
Yeah,
go now? Do you go back to the Berabelli or do you go to the Scharfenfest, or are you going somewhere else?
I'm going to the Scharfenfest because that's where I know I can actually hide.
You follow the sound of the roaring crowds and you make your way towards the Scharfenfest. Meanwhile, I think Lorne and Antarius are nearby Witold and Runk, who are currently talking about
I was busy
drugs.
looking for the apothecary.
Oh, you've gone to look for the apothecary. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, what was your with Antarius? You know, if he's just wandering the crowds.
Yeah.
Antarius, we're going to try and deliver this Letol for Witold. If you fancy joining us, or if you have other nobles, and I make kind of like you know, a silly gesture of like nobles. Feel free to do that too. It clearly worked out last time with Lady Isolde.
I might. What's the letter?
We don't know. It's just Witold's letter. You're supposed to deliver as a messenger.
Oh, right.
I'm afraid,
Yeah.
like, you know, like they don't take very kindly to me opening letters and reading them.
Right. I'm sure
That's why you can't read.
can go handle that. I'll just mingle about and see if I can find more about Marienburg.
To be fair, you haven't signed up to lists yet, which is just something you're supposed to do.
I have.
You hope you have. You don't know for certain at this point.
Well, the noble said he'd take care of it or whatever.
He said he'd try, and hopefully get your name on it.
I mean, I could go check just to make sure. But...
Yeah, that would be. I feel like that would be a smart move.
Yeah. All right. So I go.
Or you could go find some more stuff to buy to help you with the joust.
It's also very evident that there is plenty of gossip to be had in this place. You've got people from all over the Empire here.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, then Witold can go deliver his letter on his own. I'm going to go to the nearest drinking tent and start carousing.
Okay.
You're not going to sign up for the brawl?
He already did.
I've already done that.
No, I thought you signed up for the meal, not the brawl.
Oh no, I'm not wrestling. I've got no skill in unarmed. I only kill things. There's no point in play fighting.
I mean, as long as your strength and weapon skill are high, you're good at unarmed anyway. Probably better.
I know, but unarmed is a specific thing. I don't even have it. Like.
Yeah, I know, but if you don't have the skill, you can still just use your
Also-
weapon skill.
RP reasons probably it's more important.
Yeah, I'm not going to play fight at wrestling. Not when there's a proper fight tomorrow.
Okay, so Runk is making his way towards a beer tent. What is Witold doing?
I'm going to go into town.
You're going to go into the town to do what?
Yeah, like town centre, a mayor's office, something like that.
Okay, alright. That's fine. What is Antarius doing?
Just gossiping. Trying to find more information about who's who and who's big in town outside of like the Grand Duke and all that.
Okay, that's fine. In which case, okay, and Lorne is trying to find a healer. Lorne, you find that there are several quote-unquote medicine shows at Scharfenfest. There are many stalls that are set up, and they have such enticing names as Dr. Zeus's Wonder Tonic, Rare Elven Spirit Water, Genuine Norscan Silver Talismans, Cures Colic, Rheumatics, Warts, and Bad Breath, Keeps out the cold, evil spirits, and the neighbor's cat.
I don't trust any of them. I'm going to look for a genuine, not a gimmicky.
Many of
Do
these.
you have any knowledge about that?
Many of these people are trying their absolute best to convince you that theirs is the cure-all that's going to fix all your problems. However,
yeah, surely you have no idea what's good or not.
you do come across one stall that looks like it's probably less intended to be showy and more intended to actually be trying to help people.
I'll go there.
There was a woman here who's grinding a mortar and pestle. The only reason that you know that she might know her shit a bit more than other people is because you've seen what Runk does and you know that that works. It seems like she's got the same kind of ideas going on with the stall and the things that she's got for sale here.
I also don't trust peasants who are showy. They're normally trying to con me. That's just what peasants do. If they're showing off, they're conning you.
Wow.
That's my opinion of the lower classes.
Good day to you, sir. How can I help? It does indeed appear to be ran by a... It's ran by a woman who looks like she's in her probably mid-40s.
I'm looking for something that will help me heal my wounds and clear my fatigue.
Oh, I see. You're looking for a pick-me-up. Just give me a moment. I should have something for you here. She heads towards the back and starts rummaging, looking for something appropriate. Which the DM is going to go find now. She eventually comes back with a pair of bottles. One of them is like this pale, murky colour, and the other one is a vague green. She comes over, she sets them down in front of me. This one is a vitality draft, and this is a healing poultice. If you drink both of them, it should be able to get you back in a good state. The draft is going to be, that's 10 shillings. The vitality draft, I'm afraid, that's going to be 18 shillings.
I'll give you 1 gold and 10 shillings for both.
Wait a minute, you're ripping yourself off.
But so yeah, he's literally paying more.
You're paying more. She's charging you 1 gold, 8 silver.
You're paying 2 extra, yeah.
Alright, I'll give you 1 gold and 5 shillings for both.
Alright,
Maybe
that
I'll
sounds
go
fair.
back to bed.
What's your name, sir?
Lorne de Birch.
Right, my name's Elvira.
Pleasure to meet you.
If you know anyone who might know their herbs from cow dung, you should bring them over to speak to me. I'm always been looking for new students in the pharmaceutical arts.
I may know someone, but they're certainly not a pleasant person, and they do smell.
Oh, I see. Well, I'm certainly used to bad smells. It comes with being an apothecary.
He does seem to know his stuff, though, so I will let him know.
Well, I'm actually leaving soon. But tell him that he should visit my home in Weisbrook.
Sorry, can someone remind me never to heal Lorne ever again?
You failed to heal me at all over the course of that 3-day thing.
Yeah, because I was trying so hard.
And you've been saying, I shot someone. Of course, I'm not going to give you the pleasantest talk. I said you knew your stuff, which is charitable, seeing your failure with me.
All right, stop your gossiping. Right. So, meanwhile, we're going to be closing out the session soon, but there are a few things we need to resolve here. The rumors that you guys are going to discover can have... Obviously, the two of you are like moving in different social circles, right? Like, Antarius is talking to some of the nobility and some of the upper class people, while Runk is hanging out with the peasants and the dock workers and the lower class people.
How much did those potions actually heal me, by the way? Did they just take me to full?
Yeah, the... Give me a sec, where's it gone? The healing draft... yeah, the healing draft works...
I'm loving the Oblivion music.
Yeah, dude. The healing draft, if you have more than 0 wounds, recover toughness bonus wounds immediately by drinking it. So, like, you may actually want to, like, hold on to that and use that in a fight.
You mean when I'm less than 0?
No, you gain wounds, right?
Yeah. I'm wounded.
Yeah, if you have more than 0 wounds, so if you're not like defeated and you're unconscious, you can regain your toughness bonus in wounds by drinking it.
Yeah. But that's plus 4 wounds back to me.
Yeah, you could drink it now and you could get that, or you could hold on to it in case you get in a fight and then you get hurt really bad. And you need
Right,
healing.
I see what you're getting at. You mean try and heal it
'Cause,
normally?
yeah, if you drink that, you heal immediately.
Okay, got you. And I take it the other one got rid of the fatigue condition.
The other one instantly removes all fatigue conditions.
Drink that one. Also, was the joust the same day as the meal? I forgot to ask.
No, it's tomorrow.
Cool. And when was the meal? The day after?
Yep.
I'm also going to go sign up for the meal.
Okay.
Sign up to eat.
Sign up to scran out, mate.
Mm.
Sign up to both. Gonna hit people on the horse and then hit people on foot.
He's taking the piss that you said meal instead of melee.
This I know.
Oh.
So
was
can I
pretending to
have
ignore it.
Can I have an average gossip test, please, from Antarius and Runk as well?
I do like how you like.
Who did Lewis hear you?
I don't know, he
I
might
do
be AFK, to be fair.
I
Yeah, I
like
think he
how
is.
you
I'll just
were all
check
aware of this
If he's
trap,
around.
and not once when you thought, where did Cunt go that we're in the town where the trap is set? So much for having my back.
Oh yeah. Also, if I bump into Kurt at any point before the end of this session, I'm going to read him the letter that I meant to read on the boat.
Cunt's probably now in a trance thinking he's a snake god, so... He doesn't, he probably just, oh, this must be it, like, I must be... Have a fun twist, I'm gonna take it, actually, now I'm thinking about it. It's playing with the stupidity of Cunt.
Okay. Yeah, okay, well, we'll just wait for Lewis. Meanwhile, Antarius...
Sorry, guys. I was just booking a taxi. Apologies.
Okay.
Yeah, so gossip test, I assume.
Yeah, gossip test, please.
You're booking a taxi? That leads me to our next sponsor, Uber Eats.
Oh, shut up.
Yeah.
So, Runk, you learn, while you're talking in the taverns, that apparently the sewers of Bogenhafen are no longer patrolled.
Oh.
The town council has cut all funding to the sewer watch.
Statistically, would there be a troll in the sewers?
Statistically, maybe.
Oh. Wow, they're big
Wasn't
sewers.
expecting that.
No, I was expecting a no, in which case I would have gone, I don't care. But apparently I am interested now.
Meanwhile, Antarius, you discover, as you're talking and rubbing shoulders with various people, that apparently the Emperor has issued a new edict that there are no mutants in the Empire. And the practice of exiling or slaughtering those unfortunate enough to carry some sort of physical deformity purely because of their appearance is henceforth illegal and punishable by death.
Wait, to get rid of mutants or to keep mutants?
To kill them is now illegal.
To kill mutants is illegal.
What?
Wow.
The Emperor has issued an edict declaring that there are no mutants. That mutants do not exist.
Well, that explains why the road wardens weren't that happy when we killed those mutants.
Although apparently, and indeed Runk also encounters this rumour, because it's even spreading among the lower classes, this edict was only issued a few days ago.
Wow.
Wow.
And indeed, news has actively been travelling, and people only found out about it in Bogenhafen today.
Well, I mean, yeah,
When the
it's crazy
courier
news,
came
it
from
travelled
Waldorf.
quickly. Wow. Okay. Interesting.
Who knew?
So, sorry, just for the metagame clarification, because I genuinely don't know. Like, the people we fought, does that count as they're just mutated, or were they like beyond that?
They definitely looked like mutants, yeah.
So killing them is now illegal, essentially what we did before.
Yeah,
I mean,
so it seems.
they were still bandits, so it
From
would
what
have
I'm
been
aware of.
fine, but...
Yeah, okay, interesting, alright.
Like, it's kind of like a bit unbelievable, but if this is to be believed and it's true, then yeah, that would have been illegal.
Fuck, okay, alright.
Actually, I suppose we did attack them first. Yeah.
I tell everyone about this. I'm just like, guys, this is why we're being chased.
I suspect that isn't the reason we're being chased.
We're being chased because we murdered innocent men.
The Empire is
The
corrupt.
I mean, you've done plenty of that, and it had nothing to do with mutants.
Yeah.
Well, like we really didn't start being chased until like we murdered all the mutants. So it's like this is it. This is the key, you know.
Finally, just to close out the session, there's one more scene. Witold, you've made your way into the town proper, and you're looking to deliver your letter. Finally, look, you inquire for some instructions as to the whereabouts of one Johannes Tugen, who you believe is the final destination of this letter. And you are directed towards the mayoral office in the center of town, where there is a very large country, well, not country, like a townhouse for like a wealthy, well-to-do person. It's like a 2-story building with a front courtyard. You make your way inside. There are no guards outside. You make your way through the iron gate, and you're stood in front of this very, like, you know, like those old Tudor houses, like the Tudor townhouses that are like really big. Looks like one of those.
Yeah.
And here you are, and you think this is where you need to deliver your letter.
I'm gonna go and knock on the door.
You knock on the door. You stand there and you wait. Make a cool test, please. Challenging. For some reason you start.
Fortune point to add 1 significant level.
Oh, okay. Okay. Alright, you make use of your fortune point. You feel a certain strangeness come over you for a moment. And you feel like maybe you should just drop this letter and you should just go. You should just leave. But for whatever reason, wherever that feeling is coming from, you tell yourself, no, this is ridiculous. What am I doing? Like, that's so silly. I've gotten all the way here. I'm finally here to deliver my letter. Why would I run? That's so stupid. You sit there and you stand there for a moment, and then the door opens, and in front of you stands a man who you can't quite place the age of, anywhere between 20 and 40. You're not entirely sure. His face, it looks like it kind of lacks some detail in some way. Like, it's so immaculate and perfect. He steps forward and squints at you for a moment, and then leans in and says, "Hello, what do you need?"
Nordland post by tooth and claw to your door, and then I'm going to present him the letter.
His eyes move down to peer at the letter, and then he reaches out with his hand and he takes it from you. And he touches your hand as you kind of offer it over to him, and his hand is like really cold. But you give him this letter, and you feel, for some reason, you just feel a bit scared. For some reason. Something really uncomfortable about this.
Are you all right there?
I am fine. Thank you for making your delivery on time. Here. He reaches into his pocket and he offers you 2 gold crowns.
I'll put my hand out for that. I'll risk the code.
You reach out and you take the coins from those cold, clammy hands. You take these 2 coins. Very good. I'll recommend your services to my associates.
Oh yeah, please do. Mention my name, we're told, and I might even get a bonus. It's been a bit of a mission as well, because I was delivering to Altdorf, but your place there seemed closed. It looks like you're doing all right here. You've got quite a nice house.
Yes, you'll forgive me, but I'm not in the business of gossip. Good day to you, Witold.
Good day to you, sir.
The door slowly closes as this man shrinks back into the darkness.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
Whittle's like, yeah, all right.
Witold,
Okay.
I think you've completed your ambition, right?
Da-da-da-da. XP, please.
XP, please! I think that was your personal, was it not?
Yes.
Snake Man cometh. That's the title of this episode.
Was my short term.
Yep, so gain yourself 50 experience.
I do like how Antarius knew straight away Lorne wasn't getting in the joust.
I mean, I did hear that like they're only taking nobles, and
I am noble, you bastard.
I know you're
Yeah,
noble,
like,
but
you
like,
made
you're
that
not.
assumption already.
You're also like not big in like this area. If you were, people would be treating you with more respect. Same with me. So
How much was it to upgrade or advance your like the stats you needed for your career?
It automatically updates the costs if you hover over the plus or the tick on your either characteristics or skills.
Right, thank you.
Right, guys. So, with that, we've come to the end of the session. You'll be carrying on into what we've got next session, which will be the jousts and the melee and a few other things that are going to be happening.
Oh yeah. Did I bump into Kern before the end of the session?
No.
Okay.
I'm being a snake around the town.
Kent is busy like wearing a weird fucking mask and freaking people out.
In his
Yeah.
mind, the magic worked, and
Maybe it did. Maybe it did. Who
no,
knows?
he doesn't embody a snake, but wearing the mask allows him to be like one.
Fake it till you make it. Snake Man Kent. Blessed of Sotek.
Like he puts the mask on whenever he feels like it's like a comfort thing. And he believes when he does something good, it's because of the mask.
Anyway, everybody gains 25 experience.
wow.
And on top of that, there is also 20 experience up for grabs for the best role player today.
Unfortunately, and I really hate to say this, but I'm going to give it to Lorne because because you know his valiant mission to ride off into the night.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Whittle. Well, Lex Lex.
I'm gonna go to Kern. I think he had an interesting session.
All right.
Developed his character well in a dark and twisted way.
Okay, Ben.
I'm torn between Runk and Kernt. Runk because of his interest in the healing and just generalness, and then Kernt for the slitheringness. I think I might go Kernt.
Okay.
Thank you.
Quinn.
I'm gonna go for Whittled because playing an injured dude is not fun.
All right, fair enough.
He done well, what I meant.
Wendy.
There's two good moments. The one was the Lauren meeting the spirit in the forest, and the other was the snake. The snake escape.
Snake Man.
Snake escape.
Snake escape from Kurt.
I think you basically have the deciding vote here.
You do,
Yeah.
don't you?
Shoot. I'm gonna go with
Everyone
Lauren.
else is on one.
I really did like Lauren's
Lone shit was
like,
cool.
resignation to be apologetic, you know, and
And become the lady told him to be my bitch, so
yeah.
I hope it was the lady
Yeah,
who's
the
being
lady
very
was
angry at me.
But to me, actually, I think that means that it's a draw because
It is a
currently
draw.
2 for
Yes,
there's 2
there's
for Kurt,
actually
2
DM
for Lorne.
choice. DM
Yeah.
choice.
So, yeah. Or do we want the person who said Whittle to try and pick between those 2?
No.
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 Could just give them 10 XP each.
They could give us 20 XP each.
You could do that too.
I don't want to encourage you guys to fucking game the system. You can have 10 each.
Yeah.
That's fair.
All right. That was a fun session.
I know that was actually we done a lot there. Holy shit!
You got
Yeah,
a lot
we
done
made
that
Yeah,
session.
unfortunately, I'm literally now in a taxi at the place I'm going to go and drink. So I've got to head
All
off.
right.
But cheers,
yep,
boys.
in a bit.
Yeah.
See
ya.
you in
I've
about
got-
15
I just
minutes.
put in a good session. In a bit, boys. Bye.
Right.
Mr. DM here. I've got my my level 5 advances and my skills I need for runner. So is it just 100 XP I need to upgrade now? Update?
Say that again, sorry.
To go from runner to the next career up promotion.
Well, to go from runner to the next career, you need to... first of all, you need all the trappings for that career.
So you need a hand weapon, leather jack, riding horse with saddle and tack.
The horse.
Yeah, I
Can
mean,
I-
you need an actual hand weapon, but you got the leather jack.
Daggers count? They're hand weapons, got 2 of them.
No, daggers aren't a hand weapon.
I'll need like a sword or something.
That's quite irritating, seeing as you've got a bow as well. It seems like you're over-equipped for the...
So, in order to complete a career, you must have the number of advances listed below in all of your career levels characteristics, and in 8 of your career levels available skills. You must also have at least 1 talent from your current career level. Skills and talents you've gained from advancement prior to entering your current career counts towards this. Okay, so you need to have 5 advances in your characteristics.
So I've got them.
And you need 8 advances in your skills.
What, overall?
What
or...
page is this
Overall.
you're actually looking at?
This is on page 48 of the rulebook.
That 8 individual.
Actually, I'm gonna stop the recording now because there's no point in
Sorry.
listening to us quibble over rules. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. That's the end of session.